You want sports? We got sports for you right here, Woodward Sports.
I'm never late. I'm always on time.
Oh.
When have I ever watched him?
I want wings and pizza.
Is wings and pizza?
I want wings and pizza.
Yeah. I played with that gorilla. You hear me?
Okay. You have a Tesla. You float here.
What a beautiful day, honestly. And here's your weather report. It's supposed to be nice, like, for the next week, like over 70 after today. It's about time. A little chilly the past week, but getting in the mid-60s today and then 70s for the foreseeable future.
You know what I was excited about?
What's that?
When I left this morning, it wasn't like 20 degrees.
Oh,
it was actually
needed it.
Not warm, but it was like, okay.
Well, good.
The dulcet tones of Terry Foster, who sits in with us on Thursday for a little bit. Thursdays with Terry. Joique Bell on the far side as well. Unbeknownst to me, I did not know this. I sent a text to a couple people here about an encounter with nature that I had this morning.
Oh.
Terry, you had an encounter with nature as well. As a matter of fact,
yes.
if somebody has a medal, maybe we can pin it on Terry's coat.
I'll
He
take
saved
it.
one of my brothers.
I saved a life yesterday.
He did.
I go on my walks, and there's these two lakes, and there's the big lake, Union Lake, and there's this small lake that doesn't have a name. And there's like a little pathway underneath, and the fish can swim underneath. Well, this one fish went from the big lake to the small lake, and he's like, I don't belong here. It's not deep enough. And he was like pretty long. He's real dark fish. I don't know what it was. I call every fish a bass, even though I have no idea what it is. But he was like this. So he tries to go back to the big lake, but there's a gate, and he burrowed underneath the gate into the dirt, and he got stuck. So it was sunny and it was warm, and so half his body's out the water. So I'm thinking home team is going to die at some point. So I lifted the gate, and he just sprinted like bam.
Aww. Mm-hmm. Do you know if it was a boy fish or a girl fish?
I don't know. I don't know the difference between a boy or a girl fish.
All right, well, then I'll just say it was one of my brothers then.
I was going to
He's a
ask,
brother.
Fish, did you hear anything about that from one of your family members, how Terry saved one of your family member lives?
I did not yet, but I'm assuming I'll get a call in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah,
from
I don't
them.
know what you call an animal. I just call them home team because you always say it's a he, but it could be a she.
Yeah.
I just not say the fish.
Call it a home team.
I just didn't know that fish had cell phones.
Home
That's
biscuit.
weird.
How about you call it Bessie?
No, they don't have cell phones.
Bessie.
It's a
But
fish
I
call
felt
from the
good
ocean
about
or
it.
the
It
lake.
wasn't a human being, but I said, this is somebody or something that's going to live a little longer because of me. So
By
I
the
want
way,
a medal.
before I get
just
into my
a
run
beautiful
with
soul.
nature,
Beautiful soul,
Scott
Terry.
said on Facebook, did Sean miss the memo on the color coordination for today?
He did.
Look I probably did because this is what I do to our text. See, there's a fresh batch of text that came up on my phone, and I just go like that, and I hit delete. See that? All gone. All gone. So, what do you want me to do?
Whenever he does that, I think pure savage. And then I also, we need a clip of that with, as soon as he deletes it, the glasses with the cigarette coming out. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, Kennedy. We need that.
Actually, we're
clip
all
and
kind
do
of coordinated. Joique has like a tan.
Mm-hmm.
You have gray. This jacket is gray, and this is sort of a olive color. So we just kind of blend in. So nobody's.
Yeah,
Nobody's out of sync.
Maybe if I keep the hat off, maybe it looks a little better. All right, so seriously, let me just tell you this. I don't know how many of you have had to endure this, and I haven't even told this story to them yet. They just know bits and pieces of it. So 5:45 this morning, I'm awakened to my wife screaming. Rocket got bit by a coyote. Rocket is one of our schnoodles. He is the male. He is my nickname for him is Bob Barker. He barks incessantly. I mean, he just barks incessantly.
Well, I thought he molested women.
He might. But So I'm like, huh? Well, good morning and all that, right? So evidently this morning, the dogs were outside. They get my wife up about 5:45 in the morning. The dogs were outside, and there was a coyote out there. So first things first, I go to look at Rocket, and it's dark and everything. So I'm not trying to chastise her because everything happened so quickly. And so I give Rocket the once over because he's in the corner of the house just shaking. He's shaking. And I'm like, oh shit. You know what? Well, there was no blood. There was no bite. He was scared. And it's funny because I tell if you guys came over my house, you would think this is the meanest dog on earth. He's a big wimp who barks at people and tries to show that he's a tough guy. Right?
He tries to intimidate people?
Yes.
So you're basically saying he's all bark, no bite.
Yes, 100%. So I guess my wife told me
Look at Chad.
she went on the back porch and she heard Rocket yelping, and Rocket came sprinting to go back upstairs, right? And in the meantime, the little dog, Carrie, the little dog, who's smaller, she's the female, and today I say girl power, literally chased the coyote into the woods.
Good for her.
And my wife goes, you should. The coyote had this look on its face like, holy shit, this dog means business. So the coyote, being a weasel that it is, went into the woods and came out the other side of the woods behind my house. So maybe 100 feet down the property line. And Carrie stood 20 feet away from her just staring this coyote down. Coyote finally turned around and went back into the woods. And it's funny because, again, why else would the dog be crying and moaning and everything? I thought he got bit too because he was being all protective. He was staying in the corner, and then I laid him down on his back and turned him all over. He got scared.
That's a worm boy.
He got scared.
And so, what happened at the end?
Everything is fine. And you know what I learned? You know what I learned from that lesson?
What?
Men are wimps. The women are our strength.
Some men are wimps.
That's what I learned from that lesson.
No.
That's the lesson.
For every strong man, there's a strong woman as his backbone.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
You don't agree with that?
Sure, everybody agrees with that.
Okay, making sure.
I'm just saying that it doesn't mean the man is a wimp. It just has, strong woman.
Dave said protecting the steak bone that the smoke show sent home. We did. We brought maybe that's what the coyote smelled. Is I brought home these big steak bones from our smoke show yesterday, and maybe that's what the coyote. But how great is that? My little schnoodle, 18-pound schnoodle, stared down a coyote and chased the coyote into the woods.
Well, see,
beautiful.
I'm impressed because wild animals have an advantage. Wild animals. My job is to hunt. My job is to kick people's ass. That's what I do for a living.
And so, listen, it's funny that I just watched the video yesterday talking about dogs and how we pampered them so much that they kind of lost their wildlife instincts. And so that's probably a reason why.
Oh, Rocket's a big baby. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a factual
is that his
statement.
fault? Is the way that we pamper our dogs.
But that's okay. I mean, if you're a pet, you're supposed to be loved.
Yeah.
And so you lose that animal instinct, and that's okay. Just don't put them in the wild.
Yeah.
So keep loving your dog.
Who's running socials today? Something tells me it's.
It's
are
Kennedy.
you?
It's Kennedy.
Kennedy, like father, like son. That's not nice. I thought that was from the world of Mike's humor because Mike's the funniest guy on earth. Just ask him. I like what Terry told Mike this morning, by the way. That makes me happy.
Yeah. I got on this case.
That makes me
By
happy.
accident, though. By
Fuck
accident. I didn't mean to say it, but I said it.
You want to say it louder, Sean?
Hang on. Hi,
I'll
I'm
look
Sean
right in the camera. You ready?
No,
Yep.
hi, I'm Sean Baligian.
Hi, I'm Sean Baligian, and I have a special message for Mike. Mike, fuck you.
Is that Mike?
Wait, is it Mikey
Yeah,
TikTok
that's Big
or
Mike.
Mikey TikTok.
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah,
There's
Mike's
beef?
my enemy. Mike has become my enemy.
You know what it is? You know what we need to do? I think that's your one last scrap in you. In a charity boxing match. That's the one you said. You said you got one more
I
left.
got one more in me. I would love to whoop a whippersnapper. I would love to whoop. And I would bring so much pain down on him. It would be, you know what I'd do? I'd Floyd him. I would. I'd Floyd Mikey TikTok. I'd jab him until he got bored, and then when I got bored by it all, I'd put him on his ass.
You got to pop him, then put him on his ass.
Yeah.
Sean, what's wrong with you?
We've got to go.
Sean used to be a
Hold on,
thug,
Sean.
man.
Hey,
You know,
wait
we have
till
to go to break.
wait till we call you. Wait till we call you before you put it on yourself.
We have to go to break.
I
We're not
understand
talking
you.
about that.
It's 11:11. We have 1 minute.
Right, and it's
Every
going to
12
take you a
minutes.
minute to get through the Northwestern
No, it
tech
doesn't.
read.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I know what I'm doing here. You need to relax.
11,
do your
12 on
job.
the dot,
Let
Joique.
us
I'm
do
hitting
our
the button.
job. And if Fish had the camera, we can see right here when we need to go to break. So
Okay.
stop doing that.
We have.
You
Have I
have your
told you about
computer
Northwestern
to
Tech?
tell you the time.
I'm getting.
You have a computer and a
Start
phone
a
you're
new
staring
career
at that
in
tells
the
you the
industry
time.
that
You don't
is
need a
always
stupid clock here.
essential. The heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting
two eyes, don't you?
northwesterntech.edu. You have Joique Bell, Terry Foster, Sean Baligian, whoever the other two guys are, and Kennedy Brownwell. Take us a break.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
No, that's a dumb. Art says to me, "What is the over/under on rounds that I'd knock Mike off? Whatever round I wanted. What do you? If I wanted to do it in the first round, I'd do it in the first round.
Hey,
if I want to do it in
Mike,
the 8th round,
put your face
and
in
just
Kennedy's
jab
camera.
jab him until he can't take anymore, it'd be the 8th round.
Mike, do you think
What
you
are
can
talking
take
about?
Sean?
Don't be stupid, Mike. Don't be stupid.
Mike,
You don't want anything to do with the old dog.
What?
You think you could take Sean?
Take Sean like where, to like the nursing home or like what?
Oh. Like, so is he going to the nursing home before the fight or when you get done with him?
I don't know. Does he need help crossing the street or something? Why are you asking?
Wow.
He said he's going to kick
Sean.
your ass. As a person who's actually been in the ring,
Oh, tell it, Terry. Tell it, Terry.
okay,
Listen,
I know you think you're a badass and you think you can hang up on old man. It's going to be a decision. Nobody's knocking anybody out.
even when I'm trying to sit back here and get out of the drama, I'm still somehow in between the drama.
That's where
There's
you
no
want to be.
drama. I
The
know.
beef. It makes me sweat, you guys.
Yeah, I
like
don't
I
want you-
freak out when
I
this
know. I
happens.
don't need anyone stressing out losing
Sean,
hair.
jokes aside, I think Sean would actually like. I think he would take me. I
No,
think
this
he would.
isn't jokes. How
No,
did
no.
this
I'm
all
saying,
start,
okay,
Sean?
There's not
Sean's
joke.
got an advantage. He's bigger than me. Okay, I have no fighting experience.
But you have stamina.
I don't really have stamina. I ran across the street to Speedway and
You
I
have
was
stamina
gassed.
until I punch you in your forehead and
Everybody
watch your
has a-
eyes go inward.
Kennedy.
Then your stamina.
I mean,
hits.
Kennedy
he'll
told me he
beat
has
you.
stamina. Does he have stamina?
I can't run.
When the hell did I say that?
Man.
Now
Like
that's
running.
contact.
Not like
No,
that.
Fish, don't
Why
clip
y'all-
that.
Why y'all going there? I'm just talking about in a boxing ring.
Y'all nasty.
She said that you've been working
Joique
out.
is
you was
always
kinda
being
strong.
nasty.
I wasn't even being nasty.
Yeah, you
Y'all
sound
just
nasty to
mine
me.
are in the gutter. I'm nasty, but she likes double stuff. Like, stop it.
You know what? Can I play
Let it go.
military for a second?
Never let it go.
Well, as somebody who has actually knocked somebody out,
Oh, tell him, Sean.
I know what it looks like when somebody's ready to go.
Can I ask?
Excuse me.
Is this the new Joique and Art, Sean and Mike? Like it just seems.
No, this is
Right.
real.
Oh, it's
This
oh.
you're not going to catch me hanging out with Mike. You're not going to catch Mike at my house.
Well, let me say something. He's switching sides because guess who was in Joique's Tesla yesterday?
Me.
TikTok Mikey.
Us.
you were too.
Yeah.
Well, we filmed It's Our Bestie and a Tessie, so we
It was
were
for the
whipping
film.
around
It
the
was for the
town.
Woodward Sports.
Bullshit.
For Woodward Sports.
But
You
also,
gonna
Chad,
Sean?
Chad said he wanted some more content for social media, so we did the best in the testing.
Sean,
It's
going on
just
him.
betrayal.
and
Just
we are
betrayal.
It's not,
besties.
it's not, it's
Going
not
on
betrayal. It's not betrayal. You
It's
know
not
I'm rocking
betrayal
with you,
when we're
Sean.
besties.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm just
you.
we're just workers here, Sean. Keep working for the big man Joique, the NFL player Joique.
Well, maybe try and have a real relationship with him and be friends.
Clearly,
Yeah,
I've got
thank you.
5 kids. I don't know what a real relationship is.
Yeah, hey, and you're married too. You still don't know what a real relationship is.
Oh,
He's not
touchdown.
wrong. He's not wrong. This is the
Touchdown
problem
number
with me.
21 for Joique Bell.
Yep. This is the problem. This is the problem with me sharing my life. Just the problem.
You in a
Art
swamp,
needs
man.
another hug.
I saw
Look
you
at
the
Sean.
other day
I
trying
love
to
when
rep-
Sean's hat comes
Rep
off.
bad Coney Island.
Sean, you all right? Sean is okay.
I was just enjoying the beautiful day out there. It's beautiful.
With the curtains now, I see you.
So NFL schedule talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how about that NFL schedule anyway?
Hey, how about that? I'm excited for Week 7. I'm excited for that game.
Okay, good for you.
I'm excited for that
Everybody's
game.
gonna be
what are you
excited for that
excited
game.
about? Can I ask?
That's the
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
So for people who don't know, that's going to be Matthew Stafford coming back. Is it here? Is it home?
No, it's there.
No,
It's there?
LA.
Okay, so it's in LA, but basically Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff in a showdown, which I think the LA is going to take this one. I mean, let's be honest. I think
Really?
they're a better team right now. Yeah, what do you mean really?
Wow.
I mean really.
I'm surprised.
Hey, but you know what? You know what though? We might surprise you. We might surprise them.
No, don't stop.
But-
Please don't start planting those seeds.
We might surprise
No,
them.
don't
you
do
know.
that.
Hey, come on. We
Did
had
you
we had
stick
this
today?
talk. We had this talk yesterday, Sean. Any given Sunday.
G stick.
Any given
8
Sunday.
9.
We had this talk yesterday, Sean. Come on now.
8 and 9, brother.
8 and 9.
Let's
He said the
not
Lions
forget
are finished 8 and 9
Who?
this year.
Who said that?
Stick.
Terry Foster. Let's not
Stick
forget
doesn't know
that
sports.
Stick and Joey basically had the same record. They both had 8
No.
or 7 wins.
We're not
Corey was
winning
the only
more than
realistic
5.
one.
We no. I'll say we're not winning no more than 6.
Okay.
I'm only giving us 5 wins this year. That's what I'm giving us.
5?
And that's not. Yeah,
Jesus.
that's it.
And let's not forget, Stick had the
and what's
Lions
wrong
winning
with
6
that?
in a row.
Like to me,
I-
I'm not being funny. So in Terry, I want to get to what you just said because I 100% agree with you. Art, I think 5 will be lucky.
What?
They're gonna be bad.
No, they're
no,
going
no.
7 this year. They're
All
having
right.
7 wins.
All right, this dude.
Do you think they're a
I
better
wanted
team
to
than last year?
fire last week. You know why?
Why?
He says, "What if something crazy happened and the Lions made the Super Bowl next
Oh,
year?"
my
I'm
God.
like, dude,
Who
stop
said
it.
that?
Stick.
You did.
I don't remember
Stick.
saying that.
Hey, but-
I said making it to the playoffs.
No,
you said Super Bowl, brother.
I said it, yeah, in a mythical land far beyond our reach, yeah, but they're going to get 7 wins this year. Stop being
Bro.
such Debbie Downers.
No, but do you
We're not being Debbie
see, but that's what you don't understand. That's what you don't understand. Terry's 100% right. What is wrong with them stinking?
Everything.
It's going to help them in
In
a
the
year.
long run.
No.
In 2 years.
Then time out. Then don't hype it up like we've got the best season ever, the best coaching, and the best players. Don't ship us off the sea.
No.
Not you. Not you.
Here's what you don't
But
understand.
management.
Hey, crazy boy.
At this point,
Rome was not built in a day.
And I understand that, but the Lions
you
with
don't.
their coaching changes
Hey,
make
but-
it seem
hey,
like it.
hey,
You're
I'm
about
tell you
to
this.
be educated.
Hey.
Professor Foster is in the house. You're about to be educated.
If you're using the word playoffs for this year, if you're using the words they're going to be good this year, you don't understand.
No, he doesn't
Because you
understand.
can still have a good coaching staff. This coaching staff can be good, but they're building
I'm
something.
gonna take our side right here. Rome wasn't built in a day, but when the pandemic broke out, China built the hospital in a day.
Exactly. Here's the other thing. Can I say something?
Okay, that's not Rome.
It's
the
almost like-
hospital's a lot different than the whole
It's almost
city.
like they knew about it and they designed the virus or something.
Right or wrong, has the Lions social media and the Lions public image made it seem like we have the best coaching staff and the best new players ever?
Okay, but this is where, how many times have I said this the last few months, okay? The Lions are not going to come out. Brad Holmes is not going to come out. Dan Campbell is not going to come
And
out
say we're gonna stink
and
this
stand
year.
in front of the media and go, hey, guys, we're really going to stink this year. It's not going
I
to
understand.
You
happen.
know
that.
why? Do you understand why they can't do that?
I understand that, but
Why do you understand that? I want you to understand this.
Go ahead, Joique.
Why?
No, educate
No,
me.
no,
Go
because
ahead.
you're talking.
No, I
And I
am
don't wanna
talking, so
interrupt
let me
you.
finish.
Oh, go ahead.
Here's the thing. What I don't understand is this, okay? We've got all these new changes. We can need to be honest with ourselves as fans. But when I hear from you guys, I've heard it from you, that this is the most changes the Lions have made possibly ever with their coaching and players and everything like that. I know it takes time to adjust and move the pieces correctly, but can't we be optimistic here? 5 wins.
You're more than
So
welcome to be
we're
optimistic.
talking, we're talking
I'm
just
not
the
telling
shitty
you
last
Is that
year.
what you
This
want?
year,
Hold up. We've been optimistic here for decades on top of decades.
I don't care.
Do you want to continue to be optimistic, or do you want to be a realist?
When I see the amount of changes that are being made and how they're making it seem in the PR world like we've done great things, I'm going to be optimistic and say, you know what?
Listen,
7 to me isn't crazy.
Understand this right now. In order to make changes, it has to start from the top on down. We made changes into the chairman. We made changes with the GM, the assistant GM, the head coach, and now we got to make the changes with the players, and that's coming. So until we get all these changes into place, you have to understand it's going to take time. And you're not looking at it like that. You're looking like, well, we got this right now, so we should be good. But that's not what this is. We're going to gradually get there. We're going to be quiet and just listen. I know you like to talk.
I literally am quiet. Now I'm not because I'm getting insulted. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but you just have to wait. It's going to happen. It's just not going to happen right now. And for you to think we're going to win 7 games just because we got good coaches and a good GM and some good draft picks 1 year, that's not being realistic.
Thank you for breaking it down to me like I'm 5. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully.
You need it.
Yeah, I did need it.
And here's the other thing, young brother, is sometimes
He's white.
yeah, well, the white guy can be our brother.
I can't be a young brother.
He's
That's
not
racist.
our brother.
No,
That's
no, no.
racist,
He's
Joy.
not a brother, but he can be our brother.
No,
Why
no,
not?
no.
Because he's a white guy can't be our
Oh,
brother.
but Mikey TikTok can ride in the Tesla.
No.
I'm not letting that slide.
No, not because
All
of
right,
that.
let's
Mike-
forget him.
Mike's my brother.
Legends
not
talking. Be quiet, Joey. Go ahead,
And
Terry.
Mike's white, right?
Yeah, Mike's white. Yeah.
So
No.
I know you don't
Art.
like this man,
Yeah.
but
Clearly.
a white guy
Yeah,
can be our brother.
and no. He can't because he listen. He claims Flint. He's not from Flint.
I literally say 24/7. I'm 20
You be
minutes away
quiet,
from
Art.
Flint.
You're nowhere near Flint.
That's
So
what I
stop-
say every day.
Yeah, no. After I called you out.
You're
After I
making
called
this
you
a
out.
crappy day. Terry, what were you going to say?
You are our brother.
I love Art.
Thank you.
I love Art.
All right.
Thank you.
Even though
No.
you're white.
Thank you.
No, don't say that. Yes,
my
he
God.
is.
We're getting stuck on trivial things. What's your point about the
He's
Lions?
not our brother.
Can I be your brother?
Yeah, Sean, you grandpa.
No. My
Grandpa.
point is this:
Sean's grandpa.
you can bring in very good players and have a good coaching staff, but some coaching staffs and front offices shortcut things. So all they want to do is try to put a team together that's going to win your 9 or 8 games, but then it's going to fall apart because they got older players who are going to play well for a year or two, but then they're just going to disappear. Or you can bring in younger players who haven't quite reached their potential. They're not going to be great their first year, but maybe their second year they'll be better, their third year they'll be better. They're building it the right way. That's what you want.
That's what you don't want to see is this.
Arthur,
Which is what we've been seeing.
Arthur,
we don't
can
want to see
I
that.
speak as grandfather?
Please.
I'm going to be 71.
Please.
I'm going to be 71 next month, okay? And I've said this to Terry many, many times. For the first time in our lives, you don't have a front office talking about how the Lions are this close. And I'm sorry, that's a big change to me. That's a massive change to me. It really is. I've heard that from general manager after general manager. This roster's going to surprise you. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see that. This franchise, without dogging itself, is in the midst of doing something that this franchise hasn't done in my lifetime. And it's confessing we're an awful franchise. We've been an awful franchise, and we have to do something to
Are
change
you sipping
it.
the Kool-Aid right now?
I applaud that.
Okay.
For 3 years from now, Joique, I am sipping the Kool-Aid.
And
I
you
am.
forgot one
Okay.
thing.
What's that?
When they open up minicamp, they'll say, "Oh my God, did you see Bruce McGillicuddy? He's a lot better than I thought he was. Oh my God, this guy is just a monster."
That always
That's what
happens
they
every-
do.
That's every training camp.
Scotty
they do.
Anderson.
Okay,
You know.
here's the thing.
Camp Happy Times.
Because real quick, all right, man, go ahead, talk, man.
No, I was going to say we have to hit a break. It's 12 minutes, every 12 minutes.
Yeah.
When we come back, since I'm 7 wins and that's crazy, I want to hear your guys' actual predictions. We'll go
All right, you
through
gotta
it
hit these
after
breaks
the
for
break.
real.
All right, I will hit these breaks. When we come back, we will actually talk about this. The NFL is weird. It's cyclical. The Lions are going to win a game this year that we never expected them winning. Count on it. It might be against the Rams. I mean, how many people thought, Terry, we were talking about this yesterday, the New England game on Monday night. Sunday night. Who thought they were going to win that game against
So
Bill
what
Belichick?
what would be your over-under on the team going 5-12?
I'll tell you when we come back. Hey, Sun RV Resorts has over 160 RV and camping resorts in the U.S. and Canada. Guests can enjoy water parks, lazy rivers, mini golf, restaurants, bars, and even Wi-Fi if they want to stay connected. With locations from the Florida Keys to Myrtle Beach to San Diego Bay and Petoskey, Michigan guests can enjoy the outdoors at a Sun RV Resort. We're going to try to be real with this because, I don't know, it's our job. We'll come back. Terry Foster, Joique Bell, Sean Baligian, Woodward Sports.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
Hey, all right, real quick. Why you always bring up the comments from Facebook? You pull them up from YouTube too?
Yeah, I can. What comment would you like me to pull up?
No, I'm
Joey?
just asking. Do you do that? Because
Yes, I do.
I'm always on YouTube.
Like from Ryan, who said, "I've been watching since Billy Sims. I've never seen this organization act like a real organization till now."
Hey,
Ryan, God bless you. I would run in there and give you a hug like I gave Art a hug yesterday.
Two reasons.
One guy who gets it. Thank you, Ryan.
Two reasons why he will do that.
Pandemic.
Two reasons why he'll do that. Yeah. Two, because you're right about the organization doing things differently. Two, you said Billy Sims. That's his favorite Lions right there all the time.
You
right
double
there.
whammy.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Grammy Whammy.
Yeah.
What up, Grammy Whammy? Art, we were talking about this yesterday, Joique and I, in the show. And Terry, I'm sure you know this. The National Football League in the past 10 years expect the unexpected. What we think we know about a team right now isn't what we know about a team in September, isn't what we know about a team in November, December. So with that being said, some point during this season, they're going to win a game that's going to have people saying to us, see, I told you they're not that far away. And I'm not trying to be condescending when I say this, but I'm going to be condescending. Are you new to the NFL? Yeah. Did you just tune in? Like, if you play that game, like, I'm not being funny. See, I told you they beat 11-3 Dickface. But are you new to the NFL? That happens every year. It happened with Patricia's bad teams. Terry, before we went to the break, and I know you wanted to comment on something, that game on Sunday night against the Patriots, they dominated Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Yeah, and the Patriots looked slow in that game.
Yes.
But let me counter by saying, if you look at the Patriots' September record, the last 5 or 6 years, it's just a smidge above 500. So they'll lose their games in September. Try beating their asses in October and November. It's a lot different.
Yeah, it's a big factor. So Terry, you said during the break, and let's do Joique, Terry. Let's do
This one they had Brady though.
What's your best case scenario? What's your best case scenario for the Lions this year? Put a win total on your best case scenario.
Best case scenario, 6-11.
Okay, Terry.
Okay, I don't do best case scenarios, so I'm not doing it. So
you don't have
shut
to
up.
yell at me.
I'm just telling you they're finishing 6-11.
Okay.
Forget best case scenario. That's what's going to happen.
Well, the
brother.
reason why I brought that up is because you had a comment that I don't disagree with. You said, would it be that crazy that they won 7 games?
It wouldn't be that crazy.
It wouldn't be that crazy.
But they're not going to win the 7 games. But if they won the 7
Real
games,
quick,
it's possible.
Let's make it simple. Put the schedule back up. What games are we winning?
Okay. Bears, you could beat the Bears.
One. Both times, though? It's hard to
no,
beat a team.
because you know
Split.
that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's say you beat you. I don't even want to tell you what I did at my first scheduled game last night. I had him at 3.
Here's the other thing. We don't know what the turmoil is going to be in Green Bay.
Absolutely.
That's
why it's silly. What we think we know today isn't what we'll know in 3 months.
And the only way we'll win 6 games is if they win the games they're supposed to win.
Which ones? Because
I would say they have to beat San Fran.
You might grab it. You might.
They might have an opportunity against Cincinnati.
No.
You don't think so?
Why not?
Burrow's going to throw all over them.
Okay.
Second year guy.
And we can't even see that. Good try, Art. I want to say Atlanta. We might be able to win that. That's not a game we're supposed to win, but we might be able to win that game. Denver. I don't know if I said that already. And we might have a shot against Philly. We might. I don't know.
Yeah, Philly's still a mess.
Yeah.
You know, Chad brought up a point in our group text last night because I always read our group texts. Chad brought up a point. They'll be underdogs in all their games, and the likelihood of that is very high.
Even San Fran?
I think they could be underdog at home against San Fran. Yeah, guys, the roster isn't good right now. And that's what these guys, this is the job that they have to do. And Brad Holmes knows that, and he's off to a good start.
He's off to a great start.
He is. No doubt about it.
He's off to a
no
great
doubt
start.
about it. I will correct
Get that
myself
mess-
and throw the word great in there.
Yeah.
They have to improve this roster.
I know you don't like to throw around that word great.
I hate the word great.
But
I really do.
he's off to a great start right
But
now.
you have to be great.
You have
use
to be
the word
great.
great.
Yeah.
No,
Are
people
you
misuse that word.
Real quick, Sean, are you disappointed with our draft picks that we picked up?
Absolutely not. I love it because they're building. They're
Exactly.
building.
Building. Okay.
You know what? All right. You said, what did you say? You said 6 wins?
I said we both have 6 and 11.
You said 6?
Yeah, he
Yes.
followed suit.
I
5.
don't do best case scenario. I
Okay.
just tell you what's going to happen.
5.
Right.
Okay.
That's best case scenario.
Yeah, because again, what we're forgetting is one of those games they're going to, I don't know against who, but there's going to be a game this year where it's going to come together.
Listen.
Maybe it's Minnesota. I don't know.
Okay,
But they're gonna
rocket
beat one of those
scientist,
teams.
you're missing one thing, though.
What's that?
You know they're going to piss away a game or two that they should win.
1,000%.
What
They'll,
game
they'll
should
be
they
up,
win?
they'll
though?
be up 2
1,000%.
touchdowns in the fourth quarter and
what
blow
game
it.
should they win? Is what I'm saying. What game? When you look at this schedule, what games are they supposed
Well,
to win?
and see, Joique, that's the flip side of that. You know what? Do I think that they can beat Chicago?
Twice?
Yes. Could they lose to Chicago both times? Absolutely.
yes.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
No,
Especially
we can't sit here and say what we think they're going to do until we see them. I have to see them at least in preseason. I have to at least see that.
That's true, but this is a game that everybody plays every year. We don't know. I mean, for instance, I think they're going to lose to Cleveland.
All hypotheticals
But
here.
Cleveland maybe could have injuries. Somebody on this schedule is going to be a lot worse than we think they are, or they're going to be a lot better than we think
Does
they
that
are.
sound
We
like
just
our
don't- we just
Terry?
don't know.
That was our conversation yesterday.
Okay.
And
Any given Sunday.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You're 1,000% right. I'm glad that somebody. This is the National Football League today, man. Teams go like this. There are a few teams that stay in the usual suspect category. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And that's
Might
changing
Cleveland
yearly.
be one of those teams, and
that's-
everything came
it's
together, and they
changing.
go back down this year?
It's
I don't
changing.
think so.
My
but it
question
could.
to you. My question to you right here, Sean. How many consecutive years does a team have to make it to the playoff for them to be considered a usual suspect in your book?
I think you have
Two-
to. I
two
think
or
you
more?
have to. I think you have to have a winning record and make the playoffs over a period of time.
What's the period of time?
I don't know, like 3-4 years is in my mind. 3-4 years is in my
4
mind.
years? Okay.
That,
And
Yeah, I would
when
say
you look
3.
at the NFL,
Okay.
mediocre teams make the playoffs 3 out of 10 years.
Yep.
So
Like the Lions.
it's no, they don't.
Well, the Lions. It was 11,
We went to the playoffs
14, and 16.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy when you think about it, but
Yep.
but they weren't mediocre. We all know that.
Yeah.
But still, somehow, some way, they found a way to make the playoffs in 3 years over the past decade. It's crazy when you think about that. And
Why
you
is
know,
that crazy? We have some animals come through there.
well.
We have some
The-
gorillas come through there.
I listen. I'm gonna tell you again, Joique. I can't wait until this regime has success.
Yeah.
Because you know me, the wiseacre that I am. When the Lions go 11-5 in a couple years and win the division and win a playoff game, I'm going to say, boy, you know what I miss? I miss 9-7 and playoff losses.
I'm gonna tell you
I
this.
can't tell you how much I miss that.
Let me explain to you why. I said that I feel they can go 6-11.
All right.
If you can pull it up real quick, because regardless of our record, when we play a divisional team, we always up. For some reason, whenever we play, it could be the Vikings, the Cheeseheads, it can be the Bears, it can be whoever. Whenever we play these guys 6 times a year, it can go either way. It doesn't matter what the record is. And so that's why I'm giving a 6, because if we can win 3 out of those 6 games there, I think we can be able to sneak 3 games from other teams. Like San Fran, we should be able to win that game. I think we.
Terry, you're 100% right.
I think we get Philly, and then we might have an opportunity against Denver or Atlanta. We might win one of those games.
Terry, you're 100% right. Like we always have to remember, the flip side to that is you could go into a game where everything points to the Bears are a disaster. The Bears are an absolute mess, and somehow, some way, Mitchell Trubisky, Justin Fields, Andy Dalton, or Vince fucking Evans runs on the field and throws 4 touchdowns against the Lions. You're going, how the hell did they lose that game?
Mitch Trubisky sucks, looks good against the Lions, then he loses his job like 2 or 3 weeks later.
It's amazing.
I don't understand it.
I want you to understand this. A quarterback or a player can come in and have a great game. To us, it seems
What's
like.
got to be against y'all all the time?
Listen, listen, because we didn't have that good of a defense, and so you can throw on us. And so a quarterback can come in and have a good game, but if you really sit down and go into that film room with that coach and that player, and they're breaking down film, you'll see a lot of mistakes that he made throughout that game. But we're only going to look at him for all the touchdown passes he made. But was that your read, or were you supposed to go over here? Because, for instance, the play that you called against Ashland on that 45-yard touchdown, that pass wasn't supposed to go to me. It was supposed to go to the receiver on the sideline because that was the open receiver. But me looking at the quarterback, who was a freshman at the time, me being a senior, and I gave him the look like, you better throw me the ball. This last 30 seconds of the game, we're down by a touch. You better throw me this ball. He threw it through traffic, and I was able to make a play. Now, he goes to the film room. Okay, that's not your read, but we understand why you did it. All right. That's why Matthew Stafford can do that with a Calvin Johnson.
You know, getting the ball to your best player is never a bad option.
It's never a bad option.
It just isn't.
It's not a bad option. But when you do that consistently where you're not getting it to your best player, then that can cause problems. And so you go, and it's a lot of other things that he might be going through there as well. So,
want to talk about Dwayne Casey when we come back as well. Terry, can you stick around or you got to go?
You can stick around one more second.
I'm free today.
Oh, stick around as long
Look
as
at
you
that.
want.
I appreciate you not having any lunch today.
No lunch
hey,
today.
did you guys know the Woodward Sports app is now live, free to download? And it's really simple. It's the WSN Live, our live streaming app. It's on the Apple Store. All you need to do is search Woodward Sports Network or WSN
When is it
Live.
available, though?
You can get it right now. No,
what?
really, right now. Not 5 minutes from now.
But why should they do it, though?
Well, so you can take all of our live shows with you everywhere you go. That's a great question. I'm glad we
It's like having me, Sean and Terry, Kennedy, Fish, and Art in your back pocket at all times.
Or in your
between 11 and 1.
in your jacket pocket.
If we're talking
I don't think you call it at all times between 11 and 1.
All right, Dwayne Casey signs an extension through the 23-24 season. Some people are probably asking why. Well, we'll tell you why next. So glad you could join us. Joique Bell, Terry Foster, Sean Baligian. This is Woodward Sports.
I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
Right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day, right here on The Hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
All right, so you know what? Dwayne Casey was extended yesterday. And it's interesting because I did see some people do the obligatory why. And can I say this? I'm going to draw a parallel, and I'm going to see, Terry, if you agree, and Joique, if you agree. Do you know what Dwayne Casey reminds me of? Dwayne Casey reminds me a little bit of what the Lions are in right now. They don't have the personnel.
Yeah.
They don't have the personnel. And if you want to extend that to Jeff Blashill, they don't have the personnel yet. And if you want to extend that to A.J. Hinch, they don't have the personnel. A.J. Hinch won a freaking World Series, albeit with garbage cans and Morse code and everything, but he won a freaking World Series. Personnel is the most important thing. And this is where I always, do you trust your general manager? Has Troy Weaver
I
done
trust
some
that
things?
man.
Okay, bam.
And do you trust him with the combination of Casey? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think that coaches can just pull out magic out of their ass. It's not true. They can make teams better. They can be better organized. They can.
Why is that?
Because you need talent to win, particularly in professional
Because this is a what?
It's a man's league.
It's a player's game.
Bam.
It is.
It's a player's game. I've never seen a head coach score a game-winning touchdown. I've never seen it. And this is one thing that some of my coaches would tell us. Coach Carl would say it all the time. We're not out there on the field. So when you see things happening on the field, come back and let us know. If you go back to the sideline, the coaches are asking us, what are we seeing out there? It's a whole different perspective when you're on the field or you're on the court or you're on the baseball diamond. They want to get as much information from us so that they can do their jobs better, to put us in a better position. But at the end of the day, this is a player's game, and then sometimes you have guideline players and you have playmakers. And you know the difference between a guideline player and a playmaker? A guideline player is this. This is what we drew up. This is exactly what you do. And you have those playmaker players where you have a Golden Tate who, he might take a route 12 yards to come back, but they want you to take 14 to come back. But he wants to get the ball in his hands quicker, so he might do it 12. Just get the ball in his hands. He's going to make a play. Those are the playmaker players that we had when I played for the Lions. And that's what we don't have right now.
No.
We need that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that goes around in the next 2 to 3 years. I want to see where Detroit sports are at in 2 to 3 years. I'm excited. We're a sports town.
I actually think the Pistons have the players. They're just young now. They don't know.
No, we still need some more pieces. We need some more pieces.
Yeah, you do need more pieces.
Yeah, we need more pieces.
You got guys.
We have talent
that are going to be a part of the nucleus when they do become big.
For sure.
But they're just young now.
For sure.
You don't
I
know.
agree.
The player you are as a rookie, you're getting schooled. Your second year, you learn a little more. Your third year, fourth year, you're like, okay, I'm the man. I got the league. And what players always say is the game slows down for me.
Yeah.
Right now, they're playing at a breakneck pace.
Yeah.
They don't know what's happening.
Now,
but
I'm going to give you a perfect example.
Point.
Rewind this play right here. What's going on, and you look at this team right now, they are a young team. And what makes this team young, you can tell that they're young by the way they communicate on the defensive end. The very next play, you see that they're having, this is not
It's
the play
coming up. It's right here.
All right, cool. Perfect. So, taking the ball out, let's get to the next play. That's not the play. But anyway, the communication. So when I go to the games, I look at teams and how they communicate. And so I believe this next play coming up right here is the play that I'm talking about. They leaving the guy wide open, no communication. And you do that when you're a young team and you're working on your camaraderie, you're working on your chemistry with the team. And going to the game, I can see them in their frustration through the non-communication. And that's huge when it comes to playing a team sport. You have to communicate. And it's going to take time for them to get that chemistry. It's going to take time for them to be able to play with each other more in the offseason, because right now it's tough to kind of get in there with all your teammates in the offseason due to COVID. It's hard. It's different. You have players who never played with each other before until they got to Detroit. And so it's going to be difficult. It's going to be different. It's going to take some time. But we really have some quality players here on the Pistons squad that we need to add a couple more pieces, some more big men, some more pure shooters. I love Sadiq Bey. I love Killian Hayes. He's gonna be a great player for us in the future. And then I like Jackson as well. I really like Jackson. I think he's gonna be one of those players that is gonna be an X factor for us in the future. I love the way he plays.
Look how Killian Hayes has grown. When he first got into the league, here's what I heard: they made a mistake, get his ass out of here. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. The dude's only played like 2 or 3 games. How can you make that determination so quickly? Now I'm hearing, hey, this Killian Hayes kid is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why you don't give up on people after 2 or 3 games.
It's a thin line between giving a guy 2 or 3 years to come out versus giving him like a year, a young player a year to get adjusted, man.
Give him more than 2 or 3 games.
We had this conversation at the ball game last night. I took my son to the Tiger game, and we were talking about Casey Mize. And my son is 21 years old. My son goes,
"How was the game?
This
You
Casey
tell us about
guys, it was weird. I'll tell you later. It was just weird. You could hear everything. It was uncomfortable.
Go
I'm
through
not
your story, then tell us about the game."
All right, so Casey Mize can't miss, #1 pick and everything. And my son, being 21, was like, "Man, it sucks. This Mize guy isn't going to work out." I kind of stopped and I said, "Do you know what we're spoiled by? We're spoiled by hearing the name Justin Verlander for a couple of years before we finally saw him. And then watching Justin Verlander promptly come to the Detroit Tigers and be the Rookie of the Year. And that doesn't happen often." And Terry, Joique and I often talk about Darius Slay. Darius Slay, people wanted to run him out of town his first year. He struggled so much.
Right.
He's a cornerback on a mad team on an island. Rookie cornerbacks are going to struggle. Newsflash. There might be an exception to the rule, maybe a couple, but more often than not, guys are going to struggle. Not that long afterwards, the guy's a Pro Bowler. And so we had this conversation about Jeff Okudah. People are already writing off Jeff Okudah. Look, I'm going to tell you again, I'm not going to gaze into the magic crystal water, okay, and tell you that Jeff Okudah is going to be an All-Pro. I don't know. What I do know is you're a moron if you want to write off a guy after a season. Rookies struggle. Newsflash. And you can't use exceptions like Justin Verlander or like that 18-year-old hockey player or 18-year-old basketball player that came into the league and made it look easy. There's a reason LeBron James is on a pedestal, right? Well, LeBron James did it. Well, he's a generational player, dumbass.
And the player that comes in and burns it up his rookie year, what do we always hear about? Oh, that sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Wasn't as great as the second year. But Jeff Okudah, I would defend him this way. What do you expect? With no pass rush, a defensive back is not going to stay on receiver 5 or 6 seconds. It's just not going to happen. Who you are.
Not in the NFL. No.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. So we'll see. More on that. Art had a dream. I'm really intrigued at this.
What's the over-under that it had to do with the show? Maybe that's on MyBookie?
Well, you know what? I'm going to look it up on the MyBookie app. Baseball, basketball, hockey season, Art dream, over 400 potential matches a month, and you can make each and every one matter by having skin in the game with MyBookie.ag. Now, whether you're placing a wager on your favorite team, player, or just looking for kicks, maybe was Joique the little spoon in Art's dream, MyBookie gives you the best odds and tons of options to make all your favorite sports a heck of a lot more exciting. You can bet on the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm excited for it. I might be one of 7 people in this town. No, I know there's 2 of us. My boy Fish is the same way. Or hit up the MyBookie Casino for the full-fledged experience where weekly blackjack tournaments give you and your friends a crack at prize pools of up to $50,000. Go to mybookie.ag, sign up now, and use your promo code Woodward to get your first deposit matched up to $1,000. But that's on you. Do you want a free $1,000? Use promo code Woodward. It's really that simple. Let them know we sent you, so use promo code Woodward to get that free deposit bonus and start your day off with a W. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Possum's living under his home, little spoons, big spoons. Art claims his dream is going to spark controversy. We'll find out when we come back.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Now, this is interesting because we have this like little show prep meeting, and sometimes I'm going to play the role of Fish here, okay? Save it for the show. Save it for the show. We'll have conversations, and then Fish starts yelling at us. Rightfully so, by the way, Fish. Fish starts yelling at us. Save it for the show. Save it for the show. So when I had the little show prep thing and I saw Art's dream, I wanted to ask, but you know what happened, Fish? True story. I heard your voice in my
heard your
head.
voice in the head. It's like a
Same
child
for the
and his
show.
parent. Yeah.
So, Arthur, do you want to share with everybody what your dream was?
Yeah, I'm having a really hard time with it, honestly. So 2 nights ago, I went to bed at my normal time, 8 p.m. No, it was like 10:30. And I don't have a whole lot of dreams lately. I usually take my medicine at night, and it's enough to knock me out. But I had this.
What type of medicine?
I take cannabis at night. So anyway, I was sleeping, and I woke up and had this sad feeling. Like, I just felt sad, and I couldn't figure out why. And do you ever have those dreams where they hit you later in the day? That's what happened with me. So I had a dream that we were all in the house, all of Woodward. But Baligian and Bell and everyone else had their own room. Like, we all had we were like almost like little cot areas.
So basically, we were stars, so we all had our own bedroom.
Yeah, like the Hook had its own bedroom, Morning Wood, Baligian and Bell, and I was lucky enough to be in the same bedroom as you guys.
Can I?
That sounded weird.
Is there any chance that you could put Mikey TikTok and I in a room and just lock the room from
I
the
don't want to
outside?
be rude. He wasn't in my dream.
So I already finished him off.
All of a sudden, we're in these rooms, and a fire breaks out. We're all sleeping, but I'm the only one who was awake. And I had to decide out of the entire group of everyone, including Baligian and Bell, Morning Woodward, and the Hook, who to save. And it literally like made me sick to my stomach when I woke.
This is real?
Yeah.
You're not shitting.
And Joique woke up, and as I woke up and could smell the smoke and everything, Joique looks at me and wakes up. Unfortunately, I left Joique behind. It was like play-by-play. Like, you woke up right after, and I left you behind, Sean.
Wow.
And Terry was there.
How'd I get in there?
Well, because you're part of the show. You're part of the Baligian Bell. It was so weird, like, how my brain dictated who was a part. I mean, and let's be honest.
Wow.
You've got a bigger part on this show than Morning Wood. We treat you better, okay? So
all
you
right,
were in
brother.
our room.
Yeah.
So out of everyone that I could save, Kennedy was in there. We were all in our cots. I just walked out the door.
And
I felt so bad about it because, like, you guys woke up and you could see the fire and smoke.
That's a window into your soul,
I
Arthur.
felt so bad. I woke up, I'm like, I'm a traitor?
You saved nobody?
I saved nobody. I walked past fish, bro.
You know what, though? You know what it was? You know what it was? He takes us for granted. When he was down, he was out, we all got up and went and gave him a hug. So he thinks we're always going to be there, even when he does us wrong. But if there's a fire in the building and he walks out, it doesn't save us, I would never talk to him again.
Here's the thing, though.
You'd be dead.
That's true.
That's
a good point.
Here's the thing. I walked.
So basically, what he's telling us is that we're dead to him.
No, don't. Here's the thing. Like, you know, hey,
Is that what he's saying? Kennedy, do you agree with that, Kennedy? Is that what he's saying? Was Kennedy in the room too?
I was there. I was
Two
in
things.
his dream, and he didn't save me.
He didn't save you either?
Nope.
Can I speak?
So
This is my
we're
dream.
dead. We're dead to him. That's what your dream is
I'm
saying.
hearing. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Don't you get it?
I know. Here's the
It's
thing.
not about you, Art.
I woke
It's
up.
about
It is his dream.
It's about the victims.
I know.
That you left behind.
I know. In the dream, two things. In the dream, I saw myself closing the door. That's what killed me, man. And I don't know, like it was vivid.
I never seen a guy. Listen, I never seen a guy selfish in real life and in his
real
dreams.
life?
Arthur.
I gave you the honor of playing Call of Duty with me last night. How
Bro,
dare
I
you?
never seen a guy. He's selfish. He's selfish. He doesn't want to pay child support. He doesn't want to save us in his dream. He doesn't listen. He doesn't want to save. He doesn't want to bring up clips when I ask him to on time because you selfish.
Here's my question: Who would you save? Who would you save?
I would tell you. I would make it easy on you. I would say, Art, go save somebody else. I've lived 95 years. I've lived a full life.
I thought you were 71. How'd you get 95 so
working
quick?
with Art the last few minutes gave me 24 free.
This is basically what you're doing.
No, I would.
You throw two people out in the water.
Else.
Both are drowning.
No, it's not even the water. You're rescuing the person from the house. Who are you saving, Joique?
How many people are in there?
It's just the people in the room. Who are you pulling out of the room?
Hey, Sean.
Everybody at Woodward Sports.
Listen, I'm strong enough to carry everybody, so I'm putting everybody on my back and I'm carrying everybody.
That's true.
But who are you grabbing first?
Right. That's what I'm trying to ask.
You.
Well,
It better be me.
I would say no, really.
I
you.
will grab the
Would you
second.
grab me
Listen,
first?
I would grab the second strongest person in here.
Me?
Because they can grab the third strongest.
That's not
and they
the-
can grab the fourth, the fifth, and that's how we'll do it. It'll be
Fish, correct
strategic.
him.
It's supposed to be one person.
One person.
You can't say, "Oh, I'm going to take one person that tag team someone."
You're
taking
ruining
this
my
person.
dream right now.
That's
No,
not
my,
one.
this is
That's
my
right.
reasoning why I would
You
grab.
asked me a question, and so I'm answering in my way.
This would be my reasoning for why I would pick Kennedy. I would look at who's got the most life to live, and it comes down to Fish and Kennedy. And then I would be I'm sorry, I'm going to save the female Fish. No disrespect. We'll have a fish fry in your honor.
Good choice.
And then
Thank you, guys.
I would
You
take
said we'll have a
Kennedy out.
fish fry in your honor.
Fish
oh my
fry
God.
is an honor.
Listen, this isn't the Titanic. Women and children first.
Yeah.
You would let fish burn?
Yes.
You made a good choice.
Well,
Yeah.
Art, why would you
There's
let
no
me
right
burn?
No, because Kennedy, because if it was Kennedy, she'll hold my hand. She's, I never forget you, Joique. You like that? Was pretty good.
Yeah, I probably would do that.
I'm getting grilled
We
in
do
the
our
comments.
handshake one last time, and then I'd die.
Never forget you, Joique.
Yes, I would definitely. Without
you.
you, I would be Kennedy.
Is that what
Everyone
you
in
do?
the comments is saying pick
You know,
fish.
there's no right answer to this. I would say whoever's closest to me.
Yeah.
Because then.
All right, what were
So
the
how do
betting
you say
arrangements?
you couldn't carry me out?
No, the person that is right next to me. I say, brother or sister, let's get out of here.
So you couldn't scream for everybody? Like, everybody get up. Everybody.
No,
is a
you can
fire.
only
You
save
can,
one.
but they're not
You
going to
saving
survive. You got to
one.
pick one person.
But you got to pick them up. You have to pick them up and carry them out, right?
Yeah.
The thing,
Well,
in
you
my
two
No,
have
you
to
just
pick
have to
up
tap
again.
them,
So
wake
I'm
them
right
up.
next to you. You can't save me.
But I'll try because
You
you're
just
the
have
closest. And you give me
Realistically,
the best
I could
opportunity to
only
get out
save
alive.
fish.
I could pick you
So
up.
I would pick fish because
I would
I
literally-
think fish is the only one I would have a chance at picking up. No offense.
You can pick up Art.
You think I could pick up Art
Yeah.
and carry him out of a house?
Yeah.
He's a little weasel.
You don't gotta
yeah,
go
you
up no
can do that.
stairs.
Jenna's great.
If there's
She
no
said,
stairs, I
grab
could
the
probably
hose
try
and
for
put
Art,
the
but I would
fire
still
out.
pick fish.
Thank
Even
you.
Even if Art is closer to you.
It's
Oh,
fishy.
pick Art if Art's closer.
No, fish.
Have you seen Avatar?
Yeah.
You remember how he would have to go in the machine to go into the Avatar body?
Yeah.
Remember where the tree was about to fall on him and this girl was like dragging him, trying to get him?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you'll have to probably
I'd have
do
to drag.
to Art.
Well, if I had to drag, you could save yourself though.
but I
I'd
don't know.
wake you up and be. I'd try and wake everyone up, but I'd save fish.
But what
And
if I'm-
sometimes to save someone, you don't have to pick them up. You just grab them by the hand and let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
That.
But then
All
I
right.
could do that.
Arthur, do you know what? I got the scene. Like, did you guys ever see that atrocity, Armageddon? I would be like Bruce Willis. I
actually like that movie.
I've lived my life. I'm cool.
You're gonna take the
Best of luck. Yeah, I would pretend like Joique and I would draw the straws, and Joique would go, I guess I lost, and then I would trick Joique, and Joique would be the one that got to walk out, and I would just say, I'll be there at my daughter's wedding. I'd be like a little cardinal at my daughter's wedding or something. She wouldn't even know it, and that, yeah, I've lived a wonderful life. I have no, yeah.
Wonderful life.
Art, you on the other hand, I mean, you're going to come back as a crow.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh, Pete,
you know,
dude.
Scott did bring up a good point. He said it sounds like Art is getting ready to accept a job at another company. Also sounds like he's going to burn down the relationship on the way out.
That's a good psychoanalysis.
That was really, I will give Scott credit. That's absolutely not the
Where
truth
you
because
working?
after this, my Walmart manager gig begins. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but that will probably be my next step. But no, like
You want to go back to Walmart?
I didn't have to go back tomorrow because I've never been there. I'm just saying.
Walmart.
You don't want to go to Wally World?
I never said I wouldn't. I'm just saying that's the next step if this fails, and Chad knows
You like
it.
Wally World? Wally.
But that dream.
Wally. Hey, do you remember that?
Hey, Art, someone commented it's all burnt down because of Art's blunt.
He actually does edibles, so.
Oh.
Do you do edibles?
It's so funny, Joique, for not being my friend. You sure do know a lot about me.
Art, can I tell you something? And I'm not joking.
I know a lot about my
Sorry,
enemies.
this
I
just
study them.
popped into my. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a nightmare. I couldn't. I don't have nightmares.
That was the
They
one.
usually say when you eat a lot of sugar and carbs, you don't have any more dreams.
I have great dreams. I don't have nightmares. Really, I'm not. I can't tell you.
It's
the
because
last
you're
time
not
I had-
scared of anything. Nightmares, usually you have them when you're young because you're scared of something.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. No, you're not. What are you afraid of?
Nothing.
Then
No,
you're not
possums.
you're not gonna
Yeah,
have
you are
nightmares.
afraid. I'm only afraid of, like, we want a tiger or a lion been outside my garage door when I open it up in the morning. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's gonna happen a lot in Michigan.
I was having really bad dreams before graduation, I think, because I was so scared to like become an adult.
Why?
That I was having dreams that all my teeth were falling out like every single night. And I looked it up, like, why do you have dreams about your teeth falling out? And it's like
Because
when
you
you
can't
can't
afford a dentist, right? But let me tell you what you can do to save money. But let me tell you what you can do to save money.
Let me know.
How about I told you about Hall Financial? You like that one, Sean?
I
you
hate
like
you.
that one? When is the last time you checked your interest rate? If it's over 3%, then you need to call Hall Financial for a 5-minute checkup. Hey, tell them Woodward Sports sent you. Hall Financial is fast and they do all of the heavy lifting. Go to davidhallmortgage.com right now to get started. Hall Financial. Lower payments, better options, and more personal attention like Kennedy's dentist. Stay tuned.
You can save your teeth.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Joique Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
All right, so welcome back. One thing that is going to be interesting this year, and I'm talking to two guys that can perfectly describe this in different ways. One is a personal friend and, well, ex-teammate of the guy we're about to talk, and the other one is a well-respected journalist, a guy that's covered the team forever and a day, and has been there and seen things. But the Matthew Stafford phenomenon this year is going to be interesting to watch, because I'm just going to speak for me. Joique, when we first talked about Matthew Stafford being traded, I'm going to tell you what, my opinion has changed since then. Do you remember what I told you? I hope he does well, but not too well. Can I tell you what, after a few months of him not being here?
What?
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't wish bad things on him or anybody else. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be PC guy, okay? And there are human beings that I don't like. There are some bad human beings out there. I don't wish ill will on them. I just stay the hell away from them, right?
But you always around Art.
So
we're all laughing.
So Terry, I'm sure you've heard, well, I hope Matthew Stafford does well. I don't want the Rams to do well. I don't, because that's to the benefit of the Rams, and it hurts my team. Do you know what I want? I want what's best for my team. I'm at the point now where I like Matthew as a person. He's a good guy. I don't think people realize what a good guy he is. Really. I think he got blamed for more shit here than you could shake a stick at. But now that he's been gone for a few months, you know what? I don't care.
You know what's crazy?
I don't care.
You know what's crazy? That's the definition of out of sight, out of mind. And so that's also a definition of, do you care about Billy Sims?
Yes.
All right, then.
Because he never left.
Huh?
And what I'm left with Billy Sims is what might have been.
Billy Sims is hawking barbecue now.
It's pretty good barbecue, by the way. I miss it around here. There was one, right?
No, it's right
Billy,
down the street.
bring it back.
It's right
it
down
closed.
the street. It closed now?
Yeah. Billy, bring it back. But Terry, do you understand? How much of this are we going to? Is it going to be out of sight or out of mind, or are people going to?
It should be, because we root for the shirts.
Yes.
If you are wearing a different shirt, you're not my boy anymore.
Nope.
That's athletes are disposable, and we always lie. And they say, "I love you more than anybody else. You're my guy. It doesn't matter where you are. I love you as an athlete." That's not true. You love them because you feel they have a shot to make your team that you love win. That's the only reason you like these athletes. And when they go away, this town is a little bit different from the standpoint. There's going to be this debate. Do I want Matthew Stafford to do well? Because you feel, a lot of people feel that this is my guy.
Yep.
That personal attachment to him.
They do.
They feel that, and they have that because they knew how much he gave to the city. So is no way that I can sit here and look at everything Matthew Stafford has done for the city of Detroit throughout his time here and see him leave and just be like, okay, F you, go over there, and whatever happens, happens. I can't do that. And especially me playing with him and knowing how much he sacrificed. I want him to do well, but I want the Rams to do terrible. Have him have great numbers or good numbers, whatever it is. But for me, that's just my take on it. That's my personal attachment to seeing his work ethic in person.
Do you know what people would do if that was the case? Let's play a game of pretend now, okay? Stafford puts up a big year, but the Rams go 8-9. Do you know what people see? That's Matthew Stafford. That's Pad Stafford.
That's
you
true.
know, pad those stats. I mean, everybody and their brother would be saying that.
That's fine. That's fine.
I get the higher pick.
Let them do that and let them lose, and then let them do all the talking they want to. Because at the end of the day, you're getting what you want, Sean. You're getting that high draft pick.
That's what I want.
That's
That's
what
the most
you want.
important thing.
That's the most important thing. And that's what we want
Hockenson-
too. That's what we want too. But I also want to see my guy have some success because, come on now, we all know he deserves to have some type of success in his
All right,
career.
T.J. Hockenson said that guys in that locker room are rooting for Matthew Stafford. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
To an extent. When it comes to us playing you, like,
well, that's everybody.
No.
I'd love to hear you say that.
Yeah. When we play you, you're going to get 100% from me.
Sure.
And then I'm going to play you much harder because I respect you so much more. And so when we're playing that game, we're not only playing to win, we're not playing for a game check, we're not even playing for the city that we're playing in. Now we're playing for your respect. Now, I'm going to make you respect me the same way I respect you, which he might already do. I don't know. But that's just my take on it.
Arthur.
Yeah, in a recent interview, Stafford addressed the fact that he's going to be playing the Lions, and I'd like to play back his answer to that right now.
Ton of success.
Matthew, it's Mooch here. I'm looking at your schedule. Week 7. Have you seen your schedule yet? Detroit Lions show up here in SoFi. What's it going to be like for you, a place that you played so well for so long, and you're going to be facing your old team and a lot of your friends? What will that be like?
It'll be different. You know, it's something I've never, obviously experienced. I've played for the same franchise for 12 years, so this will be a new one for me. Obviously, a bunch of great friends, and on the other side of the ball, an organization I care a lot about. But that weekend, I'll be doing everything I can to make sure that we come out on top.
So, Art, what do you take from those comments? How do you sum up what he just said?
It's the typical PR correct answer, but it obviously is going to be the biggest game of his, and not his career, but possibly too when you think about it. I mean, that's a huge comeback.
That'll probably be the biggest game of his career on the LA Rams thus far.
Correct. Like, obviously what he did with the Bears in the fourth quarter and the injury and everything, that will be his shining moment.
That's not going to be his biggest game. That's going to be more of a statement game for him.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, as this season comes up, this is going to be the biggest game of his season because he's coming back home, but not really home.
Beating a shitty team.
It's not coming back home because they're playing in LA.
Why
totally
do you
disagree with
contradict
that.
you? Sean asked me, and then you're sitting here. No. I'm saying that it's going to be the biggest game of the season for him as a QB. Because he's coming back to Detroit to play against Detroit.
The game is in LA. The game is in LA, like I just told you. The game is
but
there.
how is that not a big game? I mean, you
okay,
have me.
it's a big game to him, but it's not going to be a game that's going to dictate them making.
Okay,
the
then why did you send me this graphic to post? Because it's going to be a big game.
No, it's going to.
That's huge.
That's going to be the game to see, a must-see game, because now you have the LA Rams former quarterback playing against the Detroit Lions former quarterback on two different teams.
You don't think that's going to be the biggest game for him in that season?
No. I'll tell you why. No, because they have aspirations of going to the Super Bowl. They have aspirations of making the playoffs. So once again, their biggest games are going to be within the division because they want to win that.
Thank you.
Now this is going to be a game that everybody's going to talk about. Everybody's going to look. But for him, if it's the biggest game of the season, that means the Rams are going to have a shit season. That means they would have won 4 or 5 games.
Well, yeah,
or something.
but that's what I'm trying to elaborate to you guys. What the fuck is the point of me trying to express my opinion when someone is talking over me the whole time? I got to raise my hand to talk. What is the point? You belittle me for having an opinion. You're not letting me express it. What I'm saying is this. I don't think the Rams are going to perform this year.
Right now, though. I'm not talking to you like that. I'm talking to you nice and
calm. Don't start with this. No, what I'm saying is this. This is the biggest game for his season. They're not going to have a great season.
I'm taking a nap. I'm tired. I was up at 5:40.
You think the Rams are going to have a great season because they brought Stafford in?
No, because they're a good team.
Because they're a good team.
But with Stafford?
Well, they had Jared Goff.
Yes. Yes.
And the NFL and the Lions and the Rams are telling you that Stafford is a better quarterback than Jared Goff.
Listen. No matter what Stick tells you, okay, Matthew Stafford's a lot better than Jared Goff.
So we just got a question real quick from JGB. Joique, is the LA game a bigger game for Stafford or Goff? And I would say it's a bigger game for Goff because the LA Rams did not want him anymore
100%.
because they didn't feel he was good enough. Stafford was more so, listen, our time here has kind of ran out. Let's move forward. And that was Stafford going to the Lions and them coming to a mutual agreement that let's try to find a different home. I think this will be a bigger game for Goff than for Stafford. You let me know what you think now. Go ahead.
No,
Art.
I think it's going to be the biggest game of the season for him because he's not going to be able to perform with the Rams. And like we've said on this network, certain people have, Stafford is shit when he was on the Lions. What's going to make him do so great with the Rams? Because he has a better offense? That's great. But you're still, when you underperform for a team for so long, it doesn't matter where you go if you're a shit quarterback. I'm sorry.
Well, there's I think
So
there's
are you
two,
saying
there's
that
two
Stafford's
different
a shit quarterback?
I don't blame Matthew
That's what I just
Stafford
said.
for all the ails the Lions the last couple years. I think if you look at his numbers, I'm going to say this to you, Art. If Matthew Stafford had a lot better numbers the last couple years on bad teams than Jared Goff had on good teams, what might they do if they switch seats? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Answer that, Art.
Like, how is Jared Goff, who literally was so ineffective last year, his coach benched him for a playoff game? How is Jared Goff, who's been that ineffective the last couple years, suddenly going to come here and everything's going to be right on a bad team?
I look at
it doesn't make sense, right?
No, it doesn't make sense. But when I look at what Stafford has done for the Lions, which is what 9-7, and that's what we're celebrating, and everything like that. You've said it before, Sean.
I think he's a good
No.
quarterback.
That's not 9-7. He went 9-7. He was calling Jim Caldwell 9-7. He wasn't calling Matthew Stafford 9-7.
Okay, let me just say this. I think Jared Goff is going to have a better season with the Lions than Stafford is going to have with the Rams. I think Stafford, when it comes to him coming to Detroit, that's going to be the biggest game of his 2021 season. And here's
He's
why.
not coming to Detroit. Why you keep saying that? We done told you 1,000 times they are playing in L.A. I can't take it no more, Sean. Sean, I can't take it. I swear. I sit here and I try to tolerate it. He does not know what the heck he's talking about.
I'm saying,
for you to sit here and say that Goff is going to have a better season on a worse team than what he was just on, when Stafford had better numbers on a worse team than when Goff was on the LA Rams. What are you talking about here? What are we doing?
And
what are we doing
I
here?
have a little secret for you. Quarterbacks need wide receivers. Goff doesn't have any here. Stafford has good wide receivers in L.A. So quite naturally, just based on that, Stafford's going to have a better season.
Art, can I say this? I think both things can be true. And Terry, you and I have had this conversation more times than you can shake a stick at, okay?
I think Joique just quit.
Joique's done. He walked
talking
up.
to a wall.
No, Art,
talking to a wall
Art,
here.
I want to get back to something you said, and I'm going to have Terry speak on this, okay? I was always of the opinion, Art, there were two opinions, for the most part, in this town. Stafford is shit, like
it's
you
on the way,
just said. Stafford is shit, and Stafford is great. And you're both wrong. You are both wrong. Terry, you and I lived that sports radio life and had so many debates and conversations about Matthew Stafford in the time he was here. I would love to hear when you look back on Matthew Stafford, how would you categorize Matthew Stafford?
I'd say he was an above-average quarterback.
Fair.
One of the better quarterbacks in the NFL,
Fair.
but not in that elite level.
Right, was he top 10?
No.
I believe he was top 10.
What? I have him just outside.
Now,
just
who's top
outside.
10? Who's top 10?
Well, if you want me to write him down, I can, but there's
I
nothing
mean,
wrong with
I'm
saying
just
I'm 11. I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
I think
but
he's a good
who-
quarterback.
top 10.
Top 10 is, to me, it's a different level. But go ahead, Terry.
I believe this. If Matthew Stafford was a quarterback of any other team in the NFC North, he would have at least 2 playoff wins with any of those teams.
I agree with you.
He got stuck on the Detroit Lions. So now people say he's shit.
I would say he's stuck.
He
can't
got
do it.
out, didn't he?
He got out. Yeah, he got out. So I wouldn't say he's stuck.
He was stuck.
He was stuck here.
I remember. You know what? And Detroit has a bad rap. I remember Jim Schwartz here when he was here. I remember one team meeting we had. and because he came here from Tennessee, and so when he got offered the job here, people told him don't take it. That's where coaches go to die. And he said, "What? No, I'm going to Detroit." And so that just gave him more drive to come here and help trying to change this franchise.
That worked out well.
It didn't work out. Has he been a head coach afterwards? But he's still in the league. He's still coaching and has a Super Bowl now. Am I mistaken?
Yes, he was right. An assistant in Indianapolis before he came here. Wasn't that it?
I thought he was in Tennessee. I don't know.
Terry, you're getting called
Fact
out.
check me.
Adam says stop making excuses for Stafford.
But real quick, can you go back to who was that? Him baby? What did him baby say? Fire Art. Please. What did he say?
That's mean.
What did he say? Can you bring it up for us?
Yeah, fire me for having a conflicting opinion that creates
Him
content.
baby, I'm with you. I'm with you. I can't. I just can't. Adam, come in here. Atomic Dog, come in here. Atomic Dog, get in here, please. Please. I can't.
Right here. Sit right here. Do the show.
He was, yes, Caldwell was an assistant with the Colts when they won.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an assistant with the Colts.
Joique, you know the saying...
No, Swartz.
We're talking Schwartz.
Oh,
We're talking
Schwartz?
Swartz.
Uh,
Joe Swartz.
Tennessee didn't, he won with Philly.
He won with Philly.
won with
He
Philly.
came here from Tennessee and then won the championship with Philly. That was in, 2017, 18?
Yeah, just 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That crazy year, the Philly special and everything. But yeah, he won a Super Bowl afterwards.
Yeah, so
he came out of retirement. Did you see that? Remember how he retired because he had the eye issue, and now he came out of retirement. He said he's going to coach again.
He said he was going to step away for a year or something like that.
He's coming back.
Is he feeling
Adam's
better?
going to join us in a second, and I'm
Thank
running.
Adam
because
came back.
When Adam,
Thank
like
you.
you can see the radioactivity, like
Adam.
Kennedy has one of those things, you know, that you go like this to check
Yeah.
radioactivity, and it's going.
Yeah.
Adam's
The
all
Geiger
fired
counter
up.
is going off the wall.
You
Listen.
are not going to want to miss this.
When we come back after break, we want to get Adam take on who does he think is going to do better this season, Goff or Stafford, and when they play each other, who's the game bigger for, Jared or Matthew? Stay tuned.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, just to follow up on something we were talking about, because we talked when we had Darius Slay on the show, we talked about this. Jim Schwartz was stepping away because he had something with his eye, but evidently that got fixed, and he is now a member of the Tennessee Titans staff. He's something called a senior defensive assistant. So Jim Schwartz is back in the National Football League now, for what it's worth. He's probably going to throw a red flag when it doesn't mean anything, and then he's going to tell everybody that he threw the red flag, knowing full well it would cost his team because he's a moron. But other than that, we could do that. So, all right, Adam is in the room, and if you see me duck, you'll know why.
Yeah.
Hi, Adam. Good morning or
What's
good
up,
afternoon.
How you doing?
Adam,
Hello.
what made you come in here?
You told me to come in here. That's what made me come in here.
Okay.
We did tell him to
We
come
did tell
here.
him
We
to come
can't question him coming in.
But did you understand why I asked you to come in?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, where do you want me to start?
Start from what this idiot said in this booth here.
So let's address the Goff Stafford situation at first.
Yeah,
So,
but I want to. What was the question asked? Is this game bigger for Goff or is this game
and
bigger
also
for
who would
Stafford?
perform better over the season, right?
Correct.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so let's start with performance over a given season. It's obviously going to be Matthew Stafford. He's playing on a better team. He has a much better head coach, more weapons. Lions don't have receivers, so Jared Goff is going to struggle. They're going to be a heavy run offensive team, and they're going to try to play on the clock. And when they play from behind, they're going to suck, and he's going to throw a lot of interceptions. So over the course of a season, Stafford is the clear guy who's going to play better. It's just given. Having said that, I want to say Jared Goff has more to prove because he was the one they traded 2 first-round picks away for and himself to get this guy as a replacement. So I got to say Goff has more play for against the Los Angeles Rams later in the season. But I mean, Stafford doesn't give a shit. He didn't accomplish anything here outside of being a stable franchise quarterback. That, you know, I like to say he's Kirk Cousins with a better arm and better looks. So
He was a good quarterback.
he was a very good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good
He was
quarterback.
never great. He was never shit.
Yeah.
But when the team was good, he made a lot of really bad mistakes. Choked away a great start to the season, 6-2. They only won 1. There was a point, I believe they only needed to win 2 games of their last 5 to win the division. They managed to lose 4 and lose in Week 17 in Lambeau. As his career in the playoffs go, he's 0-3, obviously we all know this, but his first playoff start was very good against New Orleans, and then he was very bad, and then even worse against Seattle. Dallas, we all know what happened, the pass interference call.
That second half was
I'll give
deplorable
everybody
by
that.
offense.
But the team did get the ball with 5 minutes left. Now, I know how demoralizing it is to get that kind of a call in a playoff game that late, but leaders step up and they get the team together and they get it done. So I don't like making excuses for Stafford. 8-67 against winning teams. Granted, that's not all on him, but the quarterback position is mostly responsible for team success overall. If you have the quarterback, you win football games. It's a given. Having said that, he was never supported, I want to say, half of his career, or maybe a little more than half of his career. He never had a great roster around him, but that's what quarterbacks do. You make everybody around you better. And that's my take on Stafford.
I think that's fair.
Is that fair? I'm not trying to call the guy shit. I mean,
he's
not shit. He's a good quarterback, and I think he'll be very good
I respect
in
what
Los
you
Angeles.
said because you're breaking it down.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not
versus,
just going to call him a shit on him.
Right, because he's not.
He's a good
not.
quarterback.
He's a very good quarterback, supreme arm talent. I think he makes a lot of mental mistakes sometimes. I don't know why. I mean, you've seen it in his last season.
This is what it is. This is what it is. When you have a quarterback on the team where the run game isn't that great and it's not too many explosive plays on the run game end, you have to use your arm.
And you're more predictable.
Right. And so if you're throwing the ball 70% of the game, you're more liable to make more errors. And so when you have that pressure on you, and you have the type of arm talent that Matthew Stafford has,
you're going to go for those plays.
You're going to try to force the ball into windows that sometimes the average quarterback can't make. And 50% of the time, he's going to make those throws.
And that was my biggest frustration in the Jim Caldwell years. Yes, the culture was amazing. There was a great vibe in the city.
But that's always been the way he played, though.
I understand, but there was. I want to say they peaked year 1 with Caldwell, right? They peaked year 1. That was a given. They went 11-5.
We didn't peak. That was the last year of that 24-month regime.
But the roster went.
The roster.
The roster started to decline.
And our roster was told. So when he came in, Caldwell had to win now because that was the last year we were together. The first year we had Swartz, and we understood that we got to start basically the same roster. We went from 7-9 to 11-5.
If I'm correct, I believe it was. Lost to New Orleans in the playoffs, had a down season, and then Caldwell came in, correct?
2 seasons.
2 seasons?
2 seasons.
And then Caldwell came in.
So 11.
Yeah, so that roster was on the peak end of it.
11 was the Saints. Then we had 12. When I think we only won 4 games. I think we
and then
won
7,
4
I believe, in 13.
We won 7 games and
then 11 the
14.
next season.
And that was basically the same roster as
But Jim
14.
Caldwell did come in as a Super Bowl appearing coach. He did make it to a Super Bowl.
Right,
Granted,
he came
lost.
in and took a team that was 7-9
And he
to 11-5.
Which good coaches should do, in my opinion. That's how I'm going to hold Dan Campbell accountable this year. Free pass. I want to see the team compete.
He
I want
has
to
a
see
free pass
smart
this year and next year.
Well, I think good coaches can turn around the team in 2 seasons.
Listen, this is not that. Right? This is a player's game. Now, I would say it'll be his job to put his players in the position to make good plays and to be successful, but he's not the one out there making the play.
I agree.
I think what we need to watch is like how he managed the game.
That's what I'm waiting
play
for.
calling, and if he calls a play and the play works and the guy's open down the field, he drops the ball. That's not on Dan Campbell.
No, of course not. But what I mean by that is if you have, let's say Dan Campbell is this amazing coach and he's really going to turn it around for Detroit, then I can predict already what's going to happen. Year 1's going to be down, but you're going to see like signs of life in the team, fight. You're going to see good football. You're going to see smart decisions. And then next year, they're going to win 7, 8, or possibly 9 games. and then it's going to be year 3 where they take off, and you're like, wow, this is really coming together. But Brad Holmes, in one offseason, has proven that he's a competent GM. I think we can all agree he's made good decisions so far. So I don't have to worry about if the GM's going to assemble a roster for this head coach. I know he's going to do that. So now I can look at the head coach and say, you know what? This isn't as bad as it is, or as it seems, really. You can get it done if you are that coach. And I believe by year 2, 7 wins should be a minimum. 8, 9 is kind of realistic because I still think the team needs to develop. But
I keep using this as an analogy, and I'll keep using it. I mean, just a couple years ago, people thought that the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins were going to be disastrous for years, and they both came this close to making the playoffs last year. It can happen, and again, it's just a start. But what's interesting about the start is even, veterans like Terry, who have seen this franchise and the hope of this franchise for so many years. Terry, you and I were talking before the show. You have to look at what Brad Holmes has done objectively so far and go, my man gets it.
Right, but I hate to be rude. Just missing the playoffs like this doesn't do anything for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's nothing.
And even making the playoffs. So I like to use the Green Bay Packers as a really good analogy for this. This is a team where the fan base will complain if they don't make the NFC Championship game. Now, I'm not saying every year we need to be in the divisional round or even in the NFC Championship game, but you should have those aspirations. You should have those expectations.
Are you saying that I should
and
want
you should
more
set
than
your
9
standards,
and 7 and
you
losing
should
in the
increase your
playoffs,
standards. Exactly.
Because
That's
I'm
exactly
told
what I'm saying.
what a bad guy I am for
No.
people around here glorifying 9 and 7.
No.
I don't think we're glorifying it. I'm not glorifying 9 and 7. I'm saying you can go 9 and 7 and still make it to the NFC Championship. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but what good is it if you lose in the playoffs?
Well, that's the thing.
That's always been my
When
point.
you're talking about in context, Joique is 100% right. Like if you're in the playoffs, you got a chance. But when you're the Lions and you're 0-3 in the 3 wildcard appearances you've had in the last 10 years, yeah, but are you? Is that what you want to set up for?
No,
I wouldn't want to be a Giants fan right now. You guys gave me 2 years and you gave me 20 years of shit. Granted, those 2 years were miracle runs, but we don't look like a competent organization. I don't see this team winning 10 games. Like my definition of success in a decade period would be multiple division titles. You know what? We had a few down seasons, but we recovered. We won 9, 10 games, 11 games. We were always in the running. We won a few playoff games, got to an NFC Championship game maybe, hell, even a Super Bowl. I don't know. Having said that, the standard of 9 and 7, let's just get in, I think it's a bad message. I don't like it.
With a passion. I hate
But
it.
And the players don't think like that either.
They finished 9 and 7 since.
Yeah. Like players don't
Since
say like
Caldwell?
Since Caldwell.
Not
that
once.
would be 0.
Say what?
once.
Say what?
I said, how many times did the Lions finish 9 and 7 since Caldwell?
High water mark is 6.
Zitters.
I mean,
you
disgusting.
look at Caldwell's 9 and 7 year. They won 8 of those, I believe, on fourth quarter comebacks, so like last minute drives. And I don't want to diminish that. That's impressive. That means the team had character. They were fighting for all 4 quarters. But that's a big flaw because you can't bet especially in the NFL. Like winning a game is very difficult. So if you're trying to win 90% of your games last minute, I can almost guarantee you're going to lose half of those games the following season. And that's where the drop-off happened.
Adam, the dirty little secret about that year as well, people forget, the Lions were 9 and 4, and they got hammered their last 4 games. Hammered. I'm sorry, I'm not going to celebrate
And that's
that.
why I got frustrated earlier with Stick.
When
you can't
back
tell
up
me that team is
truck
going to
into
be
the
8 and
playoffs,
5.
When you back up that truck into the playoffs to begin with, and then that was the worst playoff game I've ever watched. That is not an exaggeration.
Seattle?
Completely non-competitive against Seattle. It was terrible.
No, I was there.
And so you know how bad it was.
Listen, if for some reason every playoff game I've ever played in Seattle, we lost.
It was terrible.
But I didn't really
Tough
play.
place to
You know
play.
what's funny? Both those games I didn't touch the field.
But again, I'll bring up Matthew
That's why he
Stafford.
lost.
This is where a quarterback. Here, I'll give you an even better example. You put Stafford on the Bucs last season. Do they win a Super Bowl?
No.
Do they finish with the record they have? Honestly. Do they get to the playoffs? I could bet that.
Yeah, I can
I'd
say
be okay
that.
with
I
that.
can say
I think
that.
they lose to Washington with Stafford.
Yeah.
I think they lose in the divisional round to.
Why do you think they lose? Why do you think they lose? to
Why?
Washington?
Because there's.
Brady
I
has
can't
it.
explain character and leadership, and I don't want to say Matthew Stafford isn't a leader. Everybody's a leader in their own way.
I'm gonna
But
tell you what, this
I
is
don't
what
think
it
he's
is.
good enough to make players around him that much better. The way Tom Brady walked in there and did that, he
you
changed
said
the entire
something right
culture.
there. I thought you was gonna head there. It's a certain thing that a quarterback has.
It
is that, but it's not because of them, but it is because of them. I want to explain it though. When you have a guy on your team that whenever you have him behind the center and all the players just know if that guy's behind the center, he's our quarterback, we have a shot. And so that drive is going to go throughout the entire team. It's going to trickle. It's going to trickle around the entire team. But you go in there, you put in a bag up. They don't have that same type of energy.
And I don't want to say Stafford doesn't have it. I just don't think he has it on an elite level.
Not to that level. I get what you're saying.
Give you an example.
28-3 in the Super Bowl, and granted that was an anomaly, but down 28-3, they weren't crying on the sidelines. Tom Brady was sitting there, guys, give me a stop. I'm going to get you a score right now when we come out of the break. Gets a score, gets a stop, comes back and scores again. The whole game has been changed.
We're up against a break, but yeah. I'm gonna bring something up. Joique, this is before you played for the Lions, but there is a guy, and Terry, I'm going to bring it up to you, that I'm glad that Adam, Matthew Stafford's it is here. Tom Brady's it, I can't reach that high. But
Aaron Rodgers, I could argue, has the same it as fucking Matthew Stafford.
But sometimes there's a guy, you take one look at him.
He has the same it as who?
He has that same it leadership as Matthew Stafford, I could argue.
Matthew Stafford or Tom Brady?
No, Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers is who I'm comparing. What I'm trying to say is I could argue that Aaron Rodgers has that same leadership quality as Matthew Stafford, and that's why he's not at the level that Tom Brady is at.
When we come back from a break, and after I urinate, quite frankly, because my bladder's going to burst, Terry, there is a guy, and I don't know if you and I have ever had this conversation, but there was a guy in town, Joique, before you were a Lion, that I hate to play this game because I hate when people say it. If you were at camp, you saw it. If you weren't at camp, I could understand why there was such a pushback about this guy. But one of our saviors, it didn't take long for people to figure out this guy ain't it. We'll talk about it in a moment. So glad you could join us. Adam jumping in. That was kind of like the Adam Light.
I know.
That
Who was that guy?
Sitting down with his legs crossed.
I like full octane Adam. This is Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Let's go.
No, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Adam kind of go on this rant, and you said that Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford has that same type of leadership quality.
Yeah, I think I could make an argument, but Aaron Rodgers is so special. I think everybody can agree.
Yeah, I don't know.
But why with the teams and even the coaches that he's had, why are we stopping at the NFC Championship game? Now, granted, there's been issues with the Green Bay organization and who they draft in the first round. But, again, if you're that quarterback...
And who they just picked up now.
Yeah, if you're that quarterback, that does not happen. Like, you got to get to at least another 2 or 3 Super Bowls with that talent. Now, maybe I'm holding him to too high of an expectation. I just think he's that great of a player. So, that's the comparison I was making.
All right, so put the camera back on me, Art. I appreciate it. So... me being able to play with Matthew Stafford and me also playing against Aaron Rodgers for numerous years, it's a little bit different. All right, I feel confident with Matthew Stafford behind the center, but the way that those Green Bay Packers players, how they respond to Aaron Rodgers being in the game, getting hurt, us coming back, and then him saying, you know what, I'm going to play through this, and then going back out there, and you saw a totally different team out of Green Bay Packers. All right. I don't know if the team would rally like that around other quarterbacks around the NFL. Now, we talk about Matthew Stafford. Now, I rally behind Matthew any day. I know his grit, but I don't think people look at Matthew Stafford and say he's one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL.
And that's unfortunately his downfall. Is he was never an elite quarterback. He had an elite arm.
No,
But
top 3 arms in the league.
Oh, easily. And then you can argue that
Top 2.
every season,
You can
easily.
argue.
And his biggest downfall will be he just never had that extra 1 or 2 throws a game that just changed the whole complexion of it. And it brought the team back, or it made the game
Do you remember that game
impossible
too?
for a team
Do you
to come
remember that
back.
game like against Green Bay where when Rodgers got hurt, they brought in the backup. We started to do a comeback, and then all of a sudden he came back in. Was that 14 or 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
It was-
Matt
Joy,
Flynn game is the one that
here's
kills
the
me.
bottom line. You're the only one who can have an answer for this. You're down 4. You got the ball at the 20. Let's say it's 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. Did you feel?
Our 20 or their 20?
You're 20. You got to go 80 yards to score. When Matthew Stafford was the quarterback, did you feel we're going to do this?
Yeah.
Or we got a shot to do this?
Can I defend Joique on this
I would
one?
tell you this. Game management, Aaron Rodgers. Last 2 minutes of the game, Matthew Stafford.
I'm going to defend Joique on this. Stafford, over his career, actually has way more. I want to say triple the amount of fourth quarter
That's
comebacks to
incredible.
Aaron Rodgers.
No,
I
yeah.
believe it's 37-12 or 37-13.
Yeah, I'm
But
telling
my
you.
biggest issue with Matthew Stafford is those comeback wins were never, I want to say 1 or 2 maximum were against winning football teams.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's kind of diluted.
I always used to joke, Jake Plummer always used to have that reputation, and Jake Plummer had all these, and here comes Jake the Snake. And I was like, well, the reason you're down is because you're awful and you threw 3 interceptions earlier in the game, so how much credit do we give you? Can I give you, this was what I teased before we went to the break, and Terry, you can speak to this. The Lions drafted John Joseph Harrington out of Oregon, and everybody thought he was the savior, okay? I cannot stress this enough. Well, number 1, I think you remember he wasn't very good. Number 2, Terry, I think you'll get my back here. You probably had a better relationship with guys than I did. He wasn't liked. Guys didn't like him. All you had to do was be out at training camp. You saw it. And you can't, it's not, and this is one of those things I hate when people do this. Well, you're not at camp, you can't see it. Right? I hate when that was one example where I'll say, okay, you know what? You were out. Terry, would you agree with me? Nobody liked the guy. It was weird.
Forget training camp. Joey Harrington would beg guys to go hang out with him, and they didn't want to.
Nobody liked him.
And then reluctantly, somebody would go, and you always, you go in the locker room and say, yeah, this dude wants to go bowling or something. I'm busy. I don't want to go. So you could tell, and I tell you another that didn't like him, Mooch. Mooch didn't like his ass because I was doing a puff piece on Joey Harrington. So I asked Mooch just some softball questions. He looked at me like he had gas. I don't want to. You could tell I don't want to say anything nice about it. This dude, and he didn't. He did not like his quarterback. He wasn't, and this was at a time when they were trying to hype him up. And Mooch was pretty honest and said, "No,
yeah,
he's not that."
I actually like this question. Rank Stafford all time among NFC North quarterbacks. All time.
All time?
That's a lot.
God, I mean, let's just go over maybe the last 30 years.
All right, we can.
So you
do
got
that.
Brett Favre, you got Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what order you want to put them in.
Behind them.
And then you probably, I mean,
Boy, Randall Cunningham had that one magic season. Remember when he was with me? He had that one magic
I mean,
season.
what are we basing this on? You like talent? Because obviously Stafford's going to be third on that list, realistically, in the last 30 years, which is even more frustrating considering he didn't achieve anything significant, which is even, I mean, I don't know what to say.
Culpepper and Moss that one year had that magic year. I mean, yeah, it's
Kitna
tough to-
fucking threw for over 4,200
Now, we're
yards.
doing among top QBs of having the best season? Or are we just doing
that's
of
kinda what I
a
wanna do.
career?
Let me give you an Rex Grossman took a team to a Super Bowl. Okay, I'll have Matthew Stafford over Rex Grossman
Any day of the week.
8 guys out of 7, right? And you know what
Correct.
people would say? Hey, Rex Grossman went to a Super Bowl. You're an idiot, and I'm done with this
You know what else
conversation.
they say? No,
right?
Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl.
Well, this is what I mean, like with the New York Giants
Probably
example.
are saying that.
That is not an organization. That's not stable. Just because you made 2 wild card appearances and a magical run, congratulations, 2 Super Bowls, amazing. But you've been, out of the 26 years previously, you've been shit. You have been absolute shit. And that's why 9-7, that whole theory doesn't cut it for me. I think you got to aspire to be much more consistent than that.
But here's the thing about the Lions. You know, everybody wants to win. I understand that. But when they hire somebody new, the word that I never hear is championships. We're not here to win championships.
Frustrates
You
me.
never hear that. We were here to win some games. We're here to be competitive. We're here to, bust some kneecaps. But I don't hear that C word. We're going to win championships, or we here to win championships. They remind me of the Utah
what
Jazz.
Are they here for?
Yeah.
What are they here for? What are they here for? What are you talking about?
They don't say that.
What Terry's saying
They don't
is
have
like,
to
it's
say
not
that.
being
Yes,
addressed.
they do.
Why do we have to say that?
Because you
Because too
are
many
a
people
franchise that
glorify
hasn't
97?
won anything.
No, because you come in, and then our goal here is a championship. They can come say that, and then they don't make the championship, and you're gonna hold them to that. Like, no, you don't have to come in and do your job.
No, I think,
everyone knows the goal is a championship here.
I don't see why it's
I don't
wrong,
think it is.
Or I don't see why it's not fair to ask anybody, any new hire, to walk in and say, all right, you guys gave me a 6-year deal. Here's my plan. We're going to build this team. We're going to change the culture. We're going to build it from the ground up. And the ultimate goal of this is to deliver a Super Bowl to the city.
No.
That's
Not
it.
a Super Bowl, multiple Super Bowls, but we're not doing that here. Right now, you looking into the future. We see the future down there, but right now, before we get down the street, we got to take our first step.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at my first step. I can't get across the street unless I open that door. I can't keep walking into that door. Let me go through the process. I don't have to tell you guys what I'm about to do. I just need to do it. It's a difference between this and between
I think
that.
there's
it's
some
a
kind of
difference.
knack with
It's a
some,
difference.
especially people with charisma. There's some kind of knack where this guy just walks on the podium in his introduction press conference and he says, this team is better than what they've shown over the last few years. We're going to change the culture here. We're going to work hard. We're going to do whatever he said we're going to do. And not only is the ultimate goal to deliver championships, but the ultimate goal is to build a successful long-term winning football team. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that, but there's also an effect that has on the locker room when you walk in and say, I believe in you.
Yeah,
I don't care what the last head coach and GM thought of you. I believe in you, and I think we can do more with you than anybody thought before.
They also have to be realistic, and that's what I like about this regime. And they're not writing any checks for this year or even beyond. And that's what I appreciate about this regime, because I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. I have stood in front of general managers. I have had private conversations with guys doing that shit. No. And that's like no, right? No, enough. You know,
Look at the Atlanta
that's what I
GM.
appreciate about these guys.
Look at the Atlanta GM prior to him getting fired last season. Ballsy move trading up to 7 and grabbing Julio Jones. I believe it was 2 years after that trade, or 3 years, that they finally made a Super Bowl run. Granted, they blew a lead, but that's your job as a GM. Like, you got to identify and be like, what do I got to do to make this team a championship team? Because if you're not going for that, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And that's why I'll never agree with 9 and 7. It's why I'll never agree with glorifying Stafford, although he was the only franchise quarterback in the Detroit Lions' history post 1955. So I can say he was a good quarterback, but I can also criticize his performances. I mean, it's only fair.
I can do that too. My biggest thing, my biggest take for years and years is the Lions have been, they're not a real organization. Now I think they are, but those years they weren't real.
And I think they're on the track of becoming a good organization, a stable organization. The fact that they were fortunate, but also smart enough to take Sewell at 7 is a good thing. Years past, that could have been a trade back. That would have been some greedy motherfucker saying, I know more than everybody else in this draft. You can take Sewell. I'll take your 2 first-round picks and a second-rounder, and I'll just hit on those instead of taking the surefire offensive lineman. So I'm happy with Brad Holmes so far.
They didn't care about sexy. They really didn't, because it was like we were talking before the show. The great Louis Riddick, who is such a hot commodity in the NFL that he's been out of the league for 9 years. But Louis Riddick saying, I'd take Waddle. Well, there's a reason why you're sitting on ESPN, pal.
I believe it was Devontae Smith he said he would take
Was
at
it
7.
Devontae Smith?
Devontae Smith at 7.
Who are the dumbest fans in the NFL? Lion fans. Because
Why?
A, they always believe, and B, that's the guy they wanted.
No, they sure did. This is where I say, how many times have you, Joique, I know you've heard me say, do your research. Just do it. Go look at what Louis Riddick did at the league. He was the director of pro personnel for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was the guy that signed their dream team in 2011. It was a disaster. People around the league made fun of them. But because he looks like such a smart ex-football player on television. That would make a great general manager for us.
If I can say something on Sean's comment about the whole sexy pick, whether it turns out right or wrong that they took 2 defensive linemen before a receiver, the fact that they didn't take a receiver and didn't cave into the pressure of taking a receiver in the second round, for me tells me all I need to know about Brad Holmes' character, his ability to work under pressure.
1000%.
He doesn't give a shit what people think. He's going to listen to the scouts. He's going to listen to everybody he works with, and they're going to make the best decision for the football team. And that's how an organization is ran, to Terry's point.
All right, and real quick, we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you about, do you think one-armed athletes can make it into the NBA? When we come back, stay tuned. Woodward Sports.
Can I tell you, forget it? I'm not going to tell you, but I have to.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Baligian and Bell Show. Before we left, I had a very interesting question. Do you think one-armed players can make it to the NBA? And there have been one-handed players who have been able to make it to the NFL. So there are a couple of videos of some very talented one-armed athletes who, you know, it's a question that we got to ask. We got to talk about
Abbott, former Michigan pitcher, a guy
That's
from
right.
our generation, Terry, made it to the major leagues and pitched a no-hitter with one hand.
Yes.
Do you have videos of these athletes?
Look up Jim Abbott. He would literally keep his glove on like the nub of his hand as he pitched. It was,
and he would catch it and flip it.
Yep, he'd
do a
catch it
little
and
flip
flip
thing.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's one.
I'm not sure if anybody can make an NBA with one.
Hey, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this clip of this guy. I mean, it'll be tough because if I was defender, I'll just make you go to, you know, if you have the left arm, I will make you go right every time and put the ball in front of me. You know, if I was a defender. But is one athlete right here who's pretty good.
Wow, look at that, huh?
Look at that. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it gets better.
Good for him.
It gets better.
Damn.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. He can at least play in college.
Yeah. I don't know.
Good for him.
And then
Oh, is that cool?
And then was this the only we got a couple clips of them.
Oh my goodness. Come on now.
Hey, Sean, here's your Jim Abbott footage as well, just to show the power of one-handed people.
Look at Jim Abbott. Phenomenal.
So now it was inside of his mitt. Is that what you're saying?
Look at that. Did you see?
Oh,
he switched hands right there.
Wow.
Isn't that fascinating?
It's amazing.
So after he delivered, you could see his hand move into his glove. If he had to grab the glove, he was doing that. That was part of his delivery. It was fascinating to watch.
It was. Now, there's another clip of that young man playing, and it's I mean, going over people, dunking on them. I mean, it's
Do you know
amazing.
how old he is?
I
he
don't
can
know
play.
his age. I don't know his age. He might be a senior. It might be fresh out of high school.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know he's not like 25, 26. He's much younger. I forget his age exactly. I want to say he's 20 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still young.
Younger player.
So he got time. He has time.
You can't play in the NBA like that, though. I mean, he's got skill that's phenomenal. Terry, I agree. I could see him go play. You can't. You need two hands, man.
Because you saw that first play NBA, he would have got snatched.
Yep.
People want to know how he would bat with one hand in it.
Jim Abbott, I think, predominantly played in the American League, didn't he? I could
don't
be
remember
wrong.
him
Fact
batting.
check me. I don't remember him in the
batting.
National League.
Okay.
This is before the days of interleague play, where if he was in a National League park, I don't remember him in the National League. I could be wrong, but I don't remember him in the
I'm
National
too
League.
young, I think. So
Yeah, I don't remember. Terry, do you?
No,
I don't remember him
Just
in the National League.
Just stay at the plate.
back in John's day.
Yeah.
Back in my
Pitchers
day,
can't hit
pitchers had
anyway.
no
Yeah,
hands.
what does it matter? Pitchers can't hit.
Pitchers had no hands.
I got to be honest with you.
Do the whole voice.
I thought that Ty Cobb wasn't going anywhere. I got to be honest with you.
But Sean,
Back in my day, pitchers had no hands. They bowled with their feet.
God, Art's such an asshole.
They bent over and they fired it out of their butt.
You know, you're too good for this. You don't have to take this shit from them.
Well, it's coming soon.
I would rescue you in a fire, though.
When I walk out of here, you'll be the saddest of all.
I really will.
You will be the saddest of all.
Because he has to see my face every day.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. Hurt people.
Jenna said, I Googled it. It looks like he bunted. Yeah, which is pretty much what a pitcher does, right?
I mean, that was the easy out because everybody was just move in.
Yeah.
Move on in, everybody. You remember that when you played this kid? Hey, move on in.
Art's up.
Move on in.
That's
Everybody move in.
Everybody.
Center fielder's playing second
or
base.
the coach will tell you just get low and don't swing.
But listen, I mean, in all honesty, we've had MMA fighters that have one arm, and obviously it's incredibly difficult to be able to guard your chin or your head or anything. But you know, my thing is I give respect to people who don't use their handicaps or their disabilities against them, and they do the best that they can. And you see it. I mean, this footage here, for having literally one arm, pitching, it's incredible.
Yeah, he did play. Scott said he pointed out he played for the Brewers for a year, so evidently he was. Now, hold on. Was that when the Brewers were in the National League or the American League? Because remember, they switched. What was that? 97? I think they switched because they were, growing up for me, they were part of the Tigers division. They were in the AL East. So was that the Brewers of the American League or the Brewers of the National League? I don't know the answer to that.
Maybe in the AL, because I remember him pitching here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember him as a Yankee in particular and an Angel, but boy, I don't remember the time with the Brewers. So he was NL. Thank you. How about this? Scott said he had 2 hits and 3 RBI. Good for him. Good for him. Jim
his
Abbott.
career?
Way to go.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
1999. So, yeah, it was after. Thank you for that, Scott. It was after the Brewers moved to the NL because they were AL. When my son was young, he thought I was messing with him.
Yeah.
But the Brewers were in the
I'm
same
telling you right
division.
now, if I got crossed over by a one-armed person, it'll drive me to drink. And I'll probably go drink some 8 Mile vodka.
Well, that would be a good choice. 8 Mile Vodka is born in Detroit and is distilled in single 90-liter batches
Beat me
to
to it,
allow for
Joique.
optimal quality control and care. Then carbon filtered, aerated and bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste with a smooth finish and character all its own. It's an exceptional premium vodka that can be chilled and enjoyed straight, mixed to create an exceptional cocktail, or make you forget that you got crossed over by the one-armed basketball player. Next time you're out,
Hang him up.
ask your bartender for an 8 Mile vodka or pick up a bottle at Meijer. Always drink responsibly. We'll wrap it up on a Thursday next. Terry Foster, Sean Baligian, this Joique Bell, Woodward Sports.
Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Let's go.
Gwyneth Paltrow is one of those people, whenever she opens up her pie hole, I kind of like it because she's going to say something incredibly dumb. And I'm somebody in my life, I need more people like Gwyneth Paltrow because I say a lot of dumb things. But every time that Gwyneth Paltrow opens up her pie hole, it reminds me, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. But she's somebody, she's kind of had a history of saying some crazy things. She said she ate bread and drank up to 2 cocktails a night. You rebel. You Oh, wild and crazy. I want to party with you,
I
Gwen.
I have to invite her to the charity weekend.
Yeah, that's Maz on a Tuesday night.
But
that's Maz doing 2:30 before the show.
Yeah, only on days that end in Y.
I thought this was a great question. Kennedy, did you pose this? Did you have a breakdown in the quarantine?
I did pose that question.
I think, and I'll go first. I have no.
Okay.
We were at each other's throats about a week in. And I called a timeout. I kid you not. I called a timeout and I said, we're having a family meeting tonight. And we all got at the kitchen table and he's glaring at her and she's glaring at me. And I said, this is going to go one of two ways. This is either going to be the most miserable experience we've ever had in our lifetime, or we're going to find a way to laugh at each other and not let little nuances bother us. It's up to each and every one of you. It ended up being a wonderfully blessed time in my house. I swear to God, it was wonderful. And it was this close. It was this close to World War III and IV. And that was like one of the smartest things I ever did. I said, we're having a meeting. And I said, it's you guys decide. This is going to be your decision. And I said, hold me accountable. Hold me accountable as well. This can go one of two ways. Which way do you want it to go? It was awesome. We waxed poetically about it in my house. I'm serious.
I just stayed in my question to you, though, Sean. Who do you see the most trouble coming from if they chose the other route?
Me.
He's an honest man.
Me. I can be, newsflash, a whiny bitch.
I told you guys that he had a mean streak.
Imagine that.
Me.
That's old news.
Me.
What he does is he cleans it up by, hi, I'm Sean Baligian. But he can be an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a drop of a bucket. I mean, it's real quick.
I mean, take Fish, for example. Nicest guy in the world. But he's a jerk.
Fair enough.
What does Fish do that's jerky?
He does.
You know what?
He doesn't bow to joy.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
No, Fish does something every day that's a jerk move.
All right.
Get some water.
Get at me,
He
Terry.
brings this man water.
Yep.
This man 2 cups of water, and I don't get shit.
Fish.
Let me explain.
Parched as a motherfucker up here.
Let me explain.
Terry, you know what's insane?
Can I explain?
Birmingham Roast over there has Joique's protein powder.
What a
Same
diva!
farm. He doesn't use their protein powder. He's got his own stored down
You
there.
are a diva, bro.
I bought it myself.
I don't need protein
bought it
water. I
myself.
just
Can I
want
explain?
water.
Sean, you can go. Let the diva
I
end
bought
the show.
it. Listen, Sean,
Right.
I bought it myself and asked if they can store it back there. I like a specific.
What's
vegan
this
protein.
got to do with me being thirsty?
Can I explain myself?
I was just.
Can I explain myself?
Because you're between divas.
All right, number one, I didn't know you were staying the whole show. Sorry, that's my bad.
Although I told you before the show
you were
began.
on you were on the show.
You said, hey, Tanwy, are you staying for the whole show? And I said, yes.
Yeah, that was
yes.
at 11.
How much
How
clear
much
can it
that was
be?
11:50 noon.
Hey, I told
I
you.
knew
That's
you
what
were
I'm
on the
talking-
show.
So
I didn't know you were on the whole
sitting
show.
Here, everyone's sitting here saying, hey, Fish is a good guy.
By the
Leave
way,
Fish alone. Leave Fish
isn't there a
alone.
pen on the table next to you?
Everyone's saying.
Now he's pointing out every
So
little thing
you were
he did for
barking
you.
at me for not giving you a pen. Isn't there should be a pen on that table next to
You took my pen away too.
It should be on the table.
Where?
What's the pen got to do with
Where's it on the table?
Isn't there a table next to you? A small table next to you?
No, it's not.
There's no pen. Are you sure? Did you
there
look everywhere? Oh my goodness! There's a pen there. There's a pen there.
He would bring it up.
It's a pen.
He would bring it up. It doesn't
And it
work.
works.
No, it doesn't.
Does it work?
It doesn't
It
work,
works.
does it?
Dave's right. The kids
works.
set you outside
Okay.
to your smoker, Sean. No,
Yeah.
Joique, I have to police myself. I openly. Terry's right. You know what? I was a jerk. I'm not a jerk anymore. But that jerk gene doesn't just magically leave your body. I can feel the jerk gene sometime. I can. And you
Right.
know what I do? I tell the jerk gene, you can't do this anymore.
He counts
really.
to 10 now.
You know what's funny?
You can't do it anymore. You just can't do it.
So, question: do your kids watch this show at all?
Yes.
It's funny because your kids love you. My son is literally calling me during the show as if he doesn't know I have a show on right now. He doesn't love me.
Do you
he
know,
probably thought you left
my
early.
kids both told me they figured out when they were about 8 or 9 years old what a pushover I was. That I talked a big game and I would go, you better get your grades and things like that. And they said about 8 or 9 years old, they were like, Mom's the one we have to worry about. Both of them admitted that to me. I was like,
You always have
I
to
don't know if
look
that's
out.
good.
for the mothers.
Hey, real quick, we gotta
get out of here, guys.
No,
Hey,
don't.
everybody, listen.
I'm telling you right now, you mess
love
up
you
my
guys.
bit, I'm gonna cut.
Believe
Sorry,
in the Bill.
Joique.
Bye, everyone.
What do we do?
Sean Baligian,
Do I
Terry
not have
Foster,
a voice?
Kennedy Broadwell.
Sorry.
And the other 2 people in the booth. Gang.
All right,
Gang,
talk.
gang.
Talk. All right.
That's what I was gonna post, but go ahead. We
I
can.
muted his mic. Go.
Go ahead and ruin it for me, Joique, like you always do.
All right, little fish.
Jesus, you are the worst.
Yeah, he was gonna cut you.
All right, you should just talk.
Stop the stream.